coming right there.
All right, hey guys, how you doing? They just unlocked the door here to the Leatherwood Distillery. So I got a bunch of SF guys already out in the parking lot, going to be coming on in here, and basically we're gonna do another live stream on the road. So my son has come down here. He's got us set up. I've got a couple guests we're gonna have, and if you're new here doing live streams with us on TR Live, our new YouTube channel, first off, I want to invite you guys to subscribe to our new channel, all right? Because once we hit 1,000 subscribers, then we're allowed to do super chats and all that other stuff. So good stuff indeed. Also, if you're a troll, for example, we're gonna have the sex bots, the automatic computers putting shit in here. They'll automatically get banned, but if you're a troll, if you're living in your mama's basement, eating her Hot Pockets, if you're a little piece of shit and you wanna troll in my chat room, understand you'll get banned forever also. I've got moderators spread out across the planet, and they're gonna monitor the chat room. Guys, honestly, I don't have time to watch the chat room. I don't do it. We got an awesome sponsor tonight. LAS Concealment is sponsoring again tonight. So if you guys need a new EDC holster, and they've got all kinds of great ones, you need to check out LAS Concealment. They've got inside the waistband, outside the waistband. My personal favorite is they've got this appendix carry inside the waistband holster that's called the Ronin 3.0. Totally badass, but if that's not the one you like, they've got all kinds of holsters, completely customizable, different pistols, different lights, all kinds of Kydex patterns. Again, you can check them out at lasconcealment.com. Good stuff indeed. Randy Worth just walked in. I got Steve Holland here already, got a bunch of guys. Hey, all you monkeys, I'm running the tab at the bar. So y'all help yourselves. I got a whole row of quiet professionals behind the screen here. They're scared to come stand over here. Funny stuff. Steve, you coming on screen? Your mic is right over there. Who wants to be first? You guys want Steve first? I guess we can do Steve.
Randy hasn't been here for a while.
All right, Randy, come visit. Randy's going to come visit. Nick's going to hook you up with a mic.
So you're filming through the TV or the
Yeah, we got the little camera right there where my finger is. All right, real quick, if you guys got questions for Randy Rawhide West from Worst Case Scenario Survival School, if you got any questions for Randy, you know the deal. Put them in the chat room. One of my moderators, Miss Britcher from over in Australia, she's actually at work right now, but she's on the computer. She will pull your questions and she will text them to me. And I'm not going to read that first question. That's kind of rude. I get rude ones from you guys from time to time, so I'm going to delete that one.
Shift to the right a little bit.
No.
So Randy.
No.
Okay.
No, because I'm set up to do 3 chairs. All right. Anyways, guys, we're going to make this work. We'll make it work. All right. So, Randy, how you been, man?
Good.
Just good. I want you to do better than good. So what have you been up to? Tell us about your, how was the whole trip up to Colorado? Montana, Colorado, same thing, right? How was it? You have fun?
It's a little piece of heaven, man. It's made for all the special ops guys.
Okay.
In fact, we're going to give Carl the information so he can come out there for a week.
Next summer.
Next summer.
I'm going to try, man. I'm going to try. Depends when I do my knee replacement. Guys, I'm old. I'm 55 years old. I've needed my knees replaced since my last knee surgery was August 31st, 2001. So you know what happened a month after that, right? Less than a month after that. It was August 31st was my last knee surgery. And then just a couple weeks after that, the towers fell, and I had to go tell the ortho, the full bird colonel there, the bull dyke at physical therapy. I'm like, hey, look, I need you to sign here saying I'm fully deployable. And she's, oh, you're not deploying anywhere. You've got 3 months of rehab to do. And I'm like, ma'am, you need to sign here or I'm gonna sign your signature. And she said she'd fry me. Anyway, I told her, I promised her I would do all the exercises. She gave me a stack of paperwork to do all the exercises. And she said, you'd really forge my signature. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, I'm deploying with my unit. And so she said, against my better judgment. It sounded a little more manly. I mean, this bitch was butch. She was butch. All right, nice lady, super nice lady. She's just a little butch, that's all. Nothing wrong with that. Don't judge her. She was a nice lady. Anyways, she signed it, and because I promised I would do all my rehab. And then I think I dropped it in one of the trash cans on the way out of the building. But don't judge me. I was going to war with my unit. Anyways, I've had to have my knees worked on for quite a while. And Randy's a little quiet. Can you turn up his mic? They already turned up Randy's mic. They're saying they can't hear you, Randy. So,
I can't. I find that hard to believe.
That's fine. That's fine. Carl, we have no audio for Randy. All right, Nick's already fixed that. Okay, we've got 2 questions already from the Peanut Gallery. Joshua Putman, Carl, comma. How many confirmed kills does Randy's mustache have? You know, I'm gonna have to make room for that one. All right, Randy, so you tell me, how many confirmed kills does Randy's mustache have?
22 in one day.
22 in one day. Look at that thing, man. You know, those are karambits, right? You know that. Those are karambits on the side. Y'all a bunch of monkeys, dude. James Mays, Randy, comma. What country do you think was your most fun to be in? Don't leave that honeymoon out, up on the mountain with the bear, naked, cowboy hat, naked, Lydia, naked.
Yeah.
You understand if you don't say your honeymoon was the most fun you ever had.
She said country, though.
Said country. All
yeah.
Right.
Other than that, on my Indian honeymoon with my wife and the bear, would probably be.
He had a threesome with a bear on his honeymoon. That's Randy. That's all right. It's okay.
Probably Eritrea.
Eritrea.
Yeah.
Eritrea.
Yeah.
What year? Don't say 99. He's gonna say 99.
Yeah, I think it probably was. I can't remember.
All right. So 1999. You were in Alpha Company then.
Yeah.
He's in Alpha Company, and they're in Eritrea teaching small unit tactics. At the time, there wasn't a SIF company yet. At the time, I was up in Charlie Company. My company got sent to Ethiopia. They border Ethiopia and Eritrea. We were teaching small unit tactics, raids, ambushes, all that stuff. Alpha Company, because you were having fun over there, they got done 2 weeks before us. And as soon as their C5 Galaxy was wheels up, Eritrea attacked Ethiopia, went to war with Ethiopia.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so thank you, Randy.
How'd they fight?
I got 3 months of combat pay out of that. So
did they fight good?
No, shit. But where the Ethiopians didn't want to pay attention, I had them all sitting in the bleachers. We had MiGs strafing the runways. We had Hind Bravos, not Deltas, Hind Bravos. It's Ethiopia. We had Hind Bravos pulling security around the air base I was teaching classes on, and the MiGs weren't doing live runs. They were rehearsing to go strafe airfields in Eritrea. Anyways, I had a captured audience after that. My students really wanted to learn. We're planning ops, and they're like, Carl, how would you do this if you were to attack here? And I was like, what do I have? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, do I have tanks? And they're like, yes, Carl, you have tanks. I'm like, do I have BTRs, armored troop transports? They're like, yes, we have armored troop transports. I'm like, okay, this is how I would do it. So it's hilarious shit. They have us planning out their little war. Funny stuff indeed. So good stuff. What
My
made
guys-
it the most fun for you?
My guys kicked your guys' ass. You know they did.
Everybody's heard of Ethiopia, right? Nobody's heard of Eritrea. Why?
Yes. Lions of
It's
Africa.
Eritrea, the Lions of Africa. You guys can't even have a famine, right?
Hey, we were
All right,
doing that. We were doing an ambush, but it wasn't against your country that you were in.
Yeah.
And when the ambush went off, I heard all the screaming and everything, and I'm doing would be the north side security.
Yeah.
And the screaming's getting closer and really fast, and I'm like, holy shit, man. And all of a sudden, they're all over me, and their baboons ran into our ambush. They didn't kill one baboon, but there were baboons running all over the place.
You gotta love, and baboons are awesome because some of the faces they make when you shoot them is like, oh God, you gotta love a good baboon. You got to love a good baboon story. All right, Justin Collins, do you keep any liquids in your med pouch to clean wounds like saline, alcohol, etc.? If so, how do you keep it from spilling or going bad? I do not keep alcohol. Water can be found just about anywhere. Cleaning wounds in an actual combat environment, understand, especially if it's shrapnel or a gunshot wound, it's already pushed that dirty, nasty t-shirt and all the sweat and dirt that's already on the skin. It's already pushed that through the whole wound canal. So clean it with whatever you've got, and then understand your focus on the battlefield needs to be stop the bleeding, keep the red blood cells inside the body. After that, you let them deal with, as a matter of fact, our combat pill pack that we would give the patient immediately, besides it having Mobic as an anti-inflammatory, and they had a fentanyl lollipop we taped to their finger. They could lick it when you couldn't overdose, because if they licked it too many times, they'd pass out and the lollipop would fall out of their mouth. It was taped to their finger. But we also started them on broad spectrum antibiotics right there. Now, as far as in the med kits, if you want to keep like alcohol prep pads and providine iodine for cleaning small wounds, I'm here to tell you, yes, I keep Quick Clot and Curlex and Ace Wraps and nasal trumpets and all that stuff in my med kit on the back of my gun belt. But you know what I also keep there? I keep a little 5-pack of Band-Aids, because believe it or not, guys on the range getting hit with spall off the targets. We call it getting bit by frag, but you get a student on the range and he's got poo-poo face because he's got blood running down all over his pistol because he got a little bit of copper jacket in his forearm. You put the Band-Aid on it, you make them feel better. But as far as taking up space on my gun belt to carry a bottle of alcohol or a bottle of sterile water, nada. Now, a medical bag, med gear on a vehicles, yeah, normal saline, sterile normal saline. You're going to use it more often than not for flushing eyes out, but you can use it for cleaning wounds out. Clean the crap out first with water, and then clean the non-sterile water out with a sterile water, sterile saline, something like that.
This mark on my arm right here, guys, is from a small piece of fragmentation, which was nothing, but that scarring is from the infection, because either on your clothes or on your skin, the bacteria. So cleaning it and stuff like that is important.
Yep, very much important. Next one's from Rob Randy. What is a better belt, leather or synthetic belt, and why?
Ooh, well, I'm a cowboy, so I love leather belts, but I have a synthetic on.
So do I.
One of the things about synthetics is they don't rot, and that's one of the reasons I like them. And
They also don't stretch real bad when they're wet.
yeah,
They'll form a little bit, but most of your leather belts, they conform to your body, and that's a good thing. It looks pretty, but the stash has spoken. He's wearing Joshua Putman, are baboons good eating?
yes.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I actually taught a class in medical school, not medical school, language school. We pissed off our language instructor, Miss Farag. She wanted us to call her doctor because she had gotten a doctorate in English at Cairo University, so she wanted me to call her doctor. Understand, I just finished the SF Medic course. I'm not going to call some monkey with a degree in English doctor. So I refused to call her doctor. So anyway, she ends up quitting. So they need to get us a new Egyptian instructor. So they got the instructor from the next classroom over, got her husband, who drove a taxi in New York City, basically. And so they brought him in to be our language instructor, and this guy sat there. He was scared to death, dude. So we sat there. Yusuf was his name. Yusuf, curly hair. He had, his pinky was real long. For you Americans will grow one fingernail out, and that's for cocaine. But in the Arab culture, they grow that one fingernail out. That's for picking all the way back the whole 6 inches of that nose for them to be able to get deeper in there. It's a desert thing. Don't judge them. All right. So, anyways, Yusuf just sat there. He didn't do nothing, like the whole first morning. So after lunch, I went and brought my aid bag in. We did IVs. We did IV training, and then the next day, he still just sat there, scared to death. So I went up to the dry erase board and I did a class called When Man is on the Menu. So if you have to resort to cannibalism, you might as well eat good, right? So where are the tenderloins? Where are the back straps? How to choose on that plane crash? Which person do you eat first, right? That shit's important. That shit's important. This is some shit I probably shouldn't share
What really
with the internet.
scared him was Carl had something like this, and he was like cleaning his fingernails and saying, "You said you were Dr. what?" And that's probably what really got him.
I hated that woman. I'm sure Dr. Frog is still there. Please do that baboon face again. So I get bashed a lot on the open internet because I use terms like monkey. And people assume that it has a racial connotation to it. It so does not. When I refer to someone as a monkey, you need to understand that that is a term of endearment. I love my monkeys. When you're training monkeys overseas,
That's what he thinks.
Big Al, see? Big Al's judging me. I don't like when Big Al judges me. All right, but anyways, so if I've ever referred to you as one of my monkeys, like Emery, Emery's full-blown monkey, dude. Emery's a monkey. If I've ever referred to you as a monkey, it is a term of endearment. We love our monkeys.
Yes, that's why I use the term Yahoo,
He uses
because
Yahoo.
I can make it anything I want.
All right, we got another one just came in, another question. This one's from our boy Hemingway. Carl or Randy, for plate carrier communications, which would you rather run? A 48-inch blade antenna or a shorter and stubbier L-band antenna, and why? Have both deciding between the two. You want to go first to me?
Well, we fold the antenna. I'd rather have the longer one and just
First
fold
off, the problem guys have is, honestly, let's dial this back a little bit. Let's talk about radio placement right off the bat. Now, you'll see in the movies, all the SWAT guys, they run their radios on their back. And the reason why they do that is because SWAT teams work in a permissive environment. What I mean by that is when they go to hit the guy at the Motel 6 that's got his girlfriend holding her hostage, they've got a cordon around the whole building. So if I need to switch to channel 4, I go like this, and Randy can reach the radio on my back. Hey, put my radio on channel 4. I'm in a permissive environment. We don't have that ability overseas. I want to be in a permissive environment. You always stack the deck in your favor, but if all of a sudden the helicopter gets hit, it goes down, crashes, whatever, you might be the only guy. And if the radio is on my back and I need to go from assault primary to medevac freak, which for my old unit was channel 18. Our inbitters had 18 channels, so to go to medevac, literally spin from channel 1, assault primary, all the way clockwise, and that put me on channel 18. To go to fires net, that was channel 17, go all the way clockwise, come back 1 click, that put me on fires net. To go to command was channel 2, go from assault primary, go 1 click. To talk specifically to snipers, channel 3, go 2 clicks. You see, I still remember this stuff. But my point was I need to be able to reach that radio. So we would mount our radios not on the front because you want to be able to go prone, but it needed to be somewhere where you could reach it. I didn't need to be able to see the screen, but I needed to be able to turn that knob. Now, you'll see it if you look at a lot of pictures of guys in Afghanistan, Iraq. They've got their radios here, but these antennas are just tall enough. They poke these guys right in the face. So you'll see a lot of guys running the whip antenna simply because it clears his helmet. But what my old unit did was we took our shorty antennas, the ones that we preferred, which would put it right here at eye level, by the way, that would suck. And we had our commo guys make us 3-foot coax cables, and I'd run it from the top of my radio to my back. My antenna was mounted on my back. And what that did was it kept it out of my face. Now, understand every time I key the radio, I'm radiating my heart. Understand when I key the radio, all my mags and ammo are blocking the signal going forward. So if you want to talk to somebody over there, it's best for me to put my back to them. But those are the little things, the tactics, techniques, and procedures that you learn from using your equipment. So on that note, you need to make that decision. I don't know what bandwidth you're working on. I don't know what length your antenna needs to be. You say one of them specifically is a 48-inch. I don't know what length your other antenna is. But understand, you need to reach that radio so you can change it or make it easily accessible. And then look at having somebody make you a custom coax so you can run the antenna on your back. Anything to add to that, Randy?
I just ran mine. I used a longer one, ran back behind through my gear and back down the other side. Okay. But I did have to turn my back towards where I wanted the radio signal to go. That is true.
Carl, do you have any experience using a variable power optic with a red dot slaved on the top? Yeah, if you look at our SR25s, back in the day, that's what I ran. I ran a SR25 Mark 11, which it had a Leopold Mark IV on it, which was a 3.5 to 10 power. Now, 2003, 2004 time frame was when micro red dots first showed up. I understand this is pre-Aimpoint T1s, all that stuff. So the little pistol red dots at the time, you had the Doctor optic, and then you had the J point, and they're little open emitters, and we had all these seals showing up. Because seals, they're all bells and whistles. Anything new, the seals wanted to try, and they would mount them on top of their scopes on their Mark 11s because they were running SR25s also. And some of the assaulters were running little red dots on top of their ACOGs. My whole problem with that is when you're not doing CQB with SR25 very much, but you got lots of dust and everything coming down, and those red dots back then had open emitters, and you get dirt and everything else on that screen. They weren't ruggedized. They weren't. The Aimpoint T1s and everything now, the enclosed ones, okay, fine, maybe, but honestly, back in the day, I never ran them. So how did I do CQB? Because you'll ask some of these guys, like Byron Russell will tell you he hated being in the shoot house with me because I was running that Mark 11 literally right next to him in the room, and that 308 gun was just rocking his world. How I ran it was, I want you to picture that 3.5 to 10 Leopold Mark IV. I got my Bell objective lens, but what's on the front of that? My Butler Creek scope cap, right? And you had to flip open that scope cap. Now, I didn't look through that optic on my gun. I didn't look through it, but by me flipping up that scope cap, what it did was, you guys know what a Butler Creek rifle scope cap looks like. They got a little button on the side, a little tip of plastic that sticks out. You flip that scope cap open, that scope cap comes up. I had filed mine so it almost laid down back on top of the scope. It was up just enough. And all I did was I took those two little tip marks, those two little bunny ears, and in the shoot house, your height over bore, I put my two tip marks right there. My .308 round went right through the middle of the target. If I wanted to shoot the paper target in the face, put the two tip marks on both sides of the head, roll through the trigger, and in other words, I adapted and I used what was already on the gun. Do you need a red dot inside a shoot house? You do not. You don't. It helps, okay, but point the gun in that direction. I had landmarks that basically work the same as a red dot. So why am I sharing that with you? I'm sharing it with you because a lot of guys get hung up on all the Gucci flaws shit. They want to buy all this stuff to strap onto their guns. And I've seen pictures of, Jeff Frensley did it, and so did Al Knox and some of these other guys. They had their day optic with a little rail up on it, and they mounted a PVS 17 on top of that. So now this gun is like that tall with their night sight. I'm like, y'all are a couple of monkeys. I don't know what you're doing, but anyway, so you want to run a red dot on top of it? Okay, I'm not going to judge you. I'm just saying I didn't run one back in the day, and I don't run one right now because the added benefit you got right now is you have these low power variable optics. Like I've got one that's a 1-10. I've got a 1-8 Platinum series that I love. It's got the Griffin Mill reticle in it. So the 1-10 I haven't even messed with yet. And I probably won't because it's second focal plane. But my first focal plane 1-8 has an illuminated reticle, and you dial it down to 1x. Why would I put a red dot on top of that? And I know people say, oh, well, you know, what about if your main scope dies? You've got a lot bigger chance of messing up that little pistol optic on top of your day scope than you are tearing up a good low power variable optic.
Yeah, you do. Besides, I cheated. I used an MP5. I didn't. My sniper rifle was on my back. You big yahoo.
But you were running a bolt gun.
Yeah.
Right. See, I had a M24. I had a 40XB. We had the 300 Win Mags. We had our Barrett 50 cals. Which one do you bring to the sniper hide site? And you guys have heard me say it before. I'm not bringing a bolt gun to a gunfight.
Yeah.
If I've got to go from one mountaintop to another mountaintop, then yeah, okay, bolt gun more accurate. But to shoot from a third-story window across the city of Najaf or Fallujah, for example, you've got to get to that third-story window or that third-story loophole, which means you've got to do CQB clearing of that building. Now, it's a lot of times it's a soft clear. You're going room to room quietly, but you're still clearing a building. And if you go in with a bolt gun to the right, and your buddy goes to the left, and there's nobody, you know, with his M4, your spotter, he goes through the door first. He goes to the left, and there's nobody there. You turn to the right, and there's 4 bad guys with AKs. You got a bolt gun in your hands. So Randy would sling his gun and keep an MP5 on his front. I had an SR-25 Mark 11 that you can do hammered pairs all day long on very, very well.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, and SR-25 makes for great follow-up shots. All right. Next one's from Semper Paratus. Man, your mom named you weird as shit. All right, TR Live Carl and or Randy, have you ever harvested local game when downrange, I'm assuming he means game, as part of the ODA and then butchered it and served it
Oh, hell yeah.
to your teammates?
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
just about every country we've ever been
Yeah.
to. We had one trip to Africa. We killed basically every mammal everything from a camel down to a porcupine, goats. I don't know how many goats I killed in one night. Shit. I shot this one thing with the PVS 22 again on my SR 25, and Pete Chin, my spotter, Pete Chin, he's down in Tampa right now. Pete Chin's like, "Hey, I'll be right back. Don't leave yet." I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm gonna go take a picture of it." We're watching it on thermal and everything. So he goes out and I see the little flash of the camera, and I'm like, "What was it?" He's like, "I don't know." And so he goes back. He's on the internet. Apparently, it's some like ferret, African ferret, that's like some endangered species. And he's like, "You probably just shot the only male left on the planet." And Carl, you're a terrible person, and I can completely, I can live with that just fine.
The best thing I ever did was in the Middle East. We are sitting down by our vehicles taking a rest, and they had one of the vipers. So I took one of my knives, cut its head off, and skinned it. And then that night we ate it.
Snake eater,
Oh,
snake eater.
Man,
Not me. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
the Arabs
is
went
good.
the
Snake
Arabs
is
went nuts. They wouldn't have anything to do with it. I cut the poison out.
Yeah,
Come on,
no,
guys.
man. It's not like the poison runs all the way through it. Officer Gap from what do we call that show? Coffee and a Cop? No.
Coffee with a cop, yeah.
No, is that what it was? Jamie Gap
Whatever you
just
wanna
came
call
in. My nephew-in-law. We love Jamie. Jamie's good people. Jamie's gonna stay high.
Oh, we got
Come
Chief-
snuggle.
Chiefage.
Come snuggle. All right, we got a next question. And blah, blah, blah. Oh. The Citizen 1776. Dude, man, you're an old son of a gun. Hey, Carl and or Randy, what was the dumbest thing you've ever done while in the military that was embarrassing back then, but funny now? Most embarrassing thing.
Throwing a hand grenade on 4,000 pounds of nitrogen fertilizer.
Yeah, that was what you blew. Didn't you like blow up like a purple balloon?
I looked like I had a basketball on my head. I killed everything.
All right, so now this is a good story. We got to rewind this one a little bit here. We got to rewind it. All right, so the setting, Desert Storm. I know a lot of you guys weren't even alive then. Desert Storm. That's the first history book Randy was in. It's called Masters of Chaos. You can find it on Amazon. But after the war is basically over, and they've got all this unexploded ordnance and leftover weapons and explosives and ammo that the Iraqis left before they fled back up to Baghdad. So there was how many pounds?
4,000. If there were 80 pounds, it was 4,000 pounds. If there were 50 pounds, it's hard to tell because it all blew up. It'd be 2,500 pounds. So it was either one or the other, but the hole was 50 yards across and 6 feet deep.
So you didn't know it was there? Or
Yeah,
you did?
I did. I was trying
So
to.
you just figured with your Special Forces demolition expert background, which by the way, you were a weapons guy, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, which means he's the crayon eater on the A-team, by the way. You just figured it'd be smart, knowing danger close is probably 2.5 miles. You figured it'd be smart to throw a frag grenade in there.
Well, I thought it was. I know this is stupid, but I thought it was salt.
You thought it was salt.
Yeah. And I was harassing the bad guys at the time.
Okay, so you liquored up in Kuwait, and so you throw a frag grenade.
Yeah.
And it turns out it hit how many thousand pounds?
Depending on the size of the bags, either 2,500 or 4,000 pounds.
4,000 pounds of
Nitrogen fertilizer. Yeah, well, 22.
I'm sure they saw the mushroom cloud.
Oh, you know what, you guys, you got to understand what makes a mushroom cloud. When you're still alive and awake, the mushroom cloud takes all the rocks and all the crap to make that mushroom cloud. You're hitting twice. Once from the front from the explosion, and once from the back when it makes a mushroom cloud.
Yeah, as it comes back in,
Yeah.
pushes all the air out, creates a vacuum, and then it pulls it all back in.
That was the dumbest
All
thing
right,
I ever did.
So that's funny though. That's I don't have any, and I've done a lot of dumb shit. I've done a lot of dumb shit. I can't trump that though. Guys, if you want a lot of my stories, patreon.com/tactical rifleman. I do story time with Carl once a month. Randy's done a couple story times with Randy on there. But again, you got to be a patron to watch it. My patrons are all going, yeah, Carl's done some stupid shit because he's told us some of these stories. My son actually types out these stories, types them out, and each story time with Carl is a chapter.
Ah,
And we're going to do a book, and it's going to be called War Stories, a Comedy. That's the name of my book, and it'll never come out, I know.
he's the only guy I know that can laugh in combat. I'm all business. I'm not
I
laughing.
have tears running down my face, but I am giggling and laughing like a freaking schoolgirl. Because that shit's funny, dude.
Yeah, right, no.
Oh, snap. That guy's head just came apart. That shit's fucking hilarious. All right, the bullet hitting the wall right next to you is like, damn, that would have sucked. That shit's funny. It's funny. Anyways, all right, next one's from Michael Johnson. Carl, did you have to use your SR-25 very often for close range engagements? Thank you. No, all the time in training and practice, never up close. I have shots within 100 meters, if you want to consider that close, but never like inside of a room. Now, on that note though, that doesn't mean you don't need to practice that. And a good example of that is practicing your speed reload with your pistol. All right, you never ever want to do a speed reload, never, because you do a speed reload means basically you're inside the room with the bad guy and your gun runs out of ammo. Click. Now you've got the rest of your life to speed reload that pistol. We practice our speed reloads because you're literally having the worst day of your life, and because you've still got threats inside the room with you. So that speed reload, but understand they've got the drop on you. You're sucking. So it is better to always do what we call a reduced capacity reload or a tac mag reload before we finish in this room. Before we leave the room, because there's still more gunfire down the hallway. Before you leave the room, grab that next full magazine, tac mag reload, save that half full mag in your dump pouch. So when you go to the next room, you've always got a full magazine in the gun. Now, we practice our speed reloads, but I've never had to do a speed reload in combat, not one time. Now, I have tac mag reload a SR-25. I've even tac mag reload a minigun on a Humvee in Solder City. I had like 600 rounds left in the drum. There's a 3,000 round drum, by the way, 3,000 round drum. And the ammo was already up into the long feed chute, but the gun never ran out of ammo. We had a lull in the gunfight, switch from the first can to the second can. By the way, that's a beautiful feeling, by the way.
Yeah.
When you get into your second can of ammo, when there's 3,000 rounds per can, I actually have that video. We had an F-16 overhead that filmed it with the lantern power, and you can see every time the minigun opens up, because the glow, and then the puddle, I call it a puddle, the puddle of casings on the hood of the Humvee just got bigger and bigger. It's beautiful. And good night. So anyways, set yourself up for success, guys.
The only thing I ever had, and it's a good thing we are in teams and our guys are good, my M4 hammer spring broke, and I was number 3 in the room, and a guy came out from a false wall.
Yeah.
And I pulled up, click, while I'm dropping my gun going to my pistol, that guy had me, but number 1 and number 4 guy hammered that guy before he could kill me.
And that's why you never go in a room by yourself.
Yeah.
One of the principles of close quarters battle, right? Everybody's used to surprise, speed, violence of action, but there are a bunch of other rules, and one of them is, the number 1 man is never wrong. So if he goes into a room, he better have a number 2 man going in behind him.
Except for Tony.
Yeah, Tony Pryor. He went in the room, he didn't have, and he ended up getting a silver star, but he's very lucky to be alive. We just did that one. Next one is from Blackstone Valley, Carl Kama. Do the Nomex assault gloves offer any insulating properties from the cold as well as the heat? No, not really. We started, and there are lots of different kind of Nomex assault gloves now, but back in the day, the start of the war, we were wearing aviator Nomex gloves because that thin leather palms for manipulating the gun, but the back of the gloves were all Nomex, which is kind of like a stretch t-shirt, but it is fire retardant. It doesn't melt to you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, take a 511 t-shirt, which is sexy, and put it too close to the wood burning stove, and you'll see that that t-shirt immediately melts up to nothing. Now imagine that being on your body, right? So we wore Nomex. Aviator, remember I said we were using the thin aviator gloves, Nomex gloves. They also make insulated aviator gloves that are thicker. We tried them, but the reality is the dexterity might be good enough for working a collective on a helicopter. It is not good enough for working tape on a interior door charge. So what we did basically is you had your heavy insulated gloves if we were going to be in snow, places like that, or you had your Kevlar gloves if you were going to be fast roping. But as soon as you came out of the helicopter, those heavy gloves came off and they got put in your dump pouch. As soon as you came down the rope, the fast rope, those heavy Kevlar gloves came off, they went in your dump pouch. And underneath we wore our thin Nomex gloves, your thin assault gloves. But understand, one, your hands are not going to get cold in the gunfight unless it's like an 18-hour gunfight, and then when you have lull, you put your other gloves on. But you are not feeling hot, you're not feeling cold. When the bullets are flying and you're in fight or flight, you're not feeling anything like that at all. Big Al, you coming to visit?
I'm going to get up and let Al sit here.
All right, Big Al's coming next. All right, hold on, I got one more for Randy.
Okay.
Got a QA for Randy. Since eating snakes was mentioned, what techniques does he have to debone it with ease, please?
You don't debone it.
You don't debone snake, guys. Come on, what? That's part of the fun of it, right? You got your little slice of
Chunk of chicken meat.
Yeah, you just eat around the bones, man. You don't do
around
that.
the
You don't have time. Unless it's an anaconda. That's a little different.
Well, then you have to stake it out. You have to cut it in steaks.
Seth Everhart. I think you said a few times you wouldn't buy an SR-25 now that you're a former action guy. What do you like for a 308 gas gun? Guys, don't get me wrong, the SR-25 Mark 11 is a great, great gun. I'm gonna actually turn this a little bit. Chris, you come to visit? I got Chris's mic right here. Guys, again, it's Knight Armament makes great guns. They do. I don't like their business practices. I'm not gonna give them a dime of my money. But I honestly, full disclosure, they make great guns. They do. There's a reason why the military goes to them. I'm just not a fan of their business practices. All right. Now, but there's lots of other great companies out there, dude. Daniel Defense, Adams Arms makes, especially if you want a piston. For a while, everybody would go to POFs for piston guns, but honestly, I prefer Adams Arms. Their piston 308 is totally badass. Lots of great 308s.
SIG is starting to come up with a lot of new ones. H&K's coming up with a new
H&K's
ones.
got one. I will say, stay away from the Scar Heavy. I'm not a big fan of the Scar Heavy. Al might like it enough to put it on his t-shirt. You should see the back of Big Al's truck. He's got this big Scar Heavy all the way across the back. And
No,
the bumper
it is
sticker
not.
says,
They are
I love
ARs.
Scar Heavies.
No, do not.
If the side thing, front
Fake
license
news.
plate says,
Fake news. Fake
FN
news.
makes me moist. I don't know, dude. I'm not gonna judge him. He can have whatever
Fake
he wants.
news.
Come on, Chris, come visit. Guys, I got Big Al, and we're gonna slide our seats back a little bit here so we can all snuggle. All right, so we've had Big Al on the show here before.
A few times.
Chris Spence, dude, we go
Way back.
way back. the first ever
Sniper competition.
SOCOM, U.S. SOCOM sniper competition. You were the one that was sick, or was it your buddy?
That was my buddy.
His buddy got sick on the stalk out on the drop zone.
So I bundled him up,
Yep.
left him there, completed the mission on
He
my own.
came and hung out with my team, and I forgot to pick up my piece of brass. My team, my spotter, Jeff Fryer, his gun was broke. His SR-25. We were the only team with SR-25s. Remember? We ended up taking 4th place because I didn't realize his gun was broke until like the 2nd day of the match. And I'm like, dude, why are you shooting like shit? You shoot better than this. We still took 4th place, but yeah. Then wow, dude, that was a long time ago, dude. Long time ago. I said, what's new with Big Al? You're still at 5th group. What's new with 5th group?
Right now, we are actually thinking about trying to bring up the new Mark 11.
Really?
Yeah, trying to bring it back because there's been a big demand for teams asking for a designated marksmanship rifle in 5.56. So we're looking at working with that. Working on
That's a 12.
the Mark 12.
He said Mark 11. We
Sorry,
knew what
Mark
you guys
12.
Knew what he
I
meant.
heard the Mark. He had been
Yeah,
talking
I know,
about
I
it.
know. You guys knew what he meant. You
Yes.
guys knew what he meant.
So we're thinking of bringing
I
that
want
one
some
back.
of that so bad.
This is a very good one.
I know.
The Kaylee.
I know.
The,
Guys, if you're not read on the Leatherwood Distillery,
Agree.
they make some badass alky beverage here. We have, anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. So
Oh,
they're
no,
bringing
you're good.
back the Mark 12s. That's
Well,
awesome.
we're thinking about it right now. It's getting looked at by a lot of different people and everything. We're trying to get back to how 5th group used to be, where we drove the innovation from the team guy's perspective.
Yep,
So
that's
if
cool.
a team guy could come up with a good reason of why we needed something, we're going to try to create that and see, hey, can we leverage this, build this, get this out to what the guys need,
Okay.
rather than having it force fed down, going, oh, this works for everything, like scars.
Yeah. All right, and Chris, you got Unit Solutions on the T-shirt. So I've been stalking Chris as we both left the military roughly the same time. He's done a couple different jobs. I've done a couple different jobs. You're with Unit Solutions now.
Yes.
And guys, I don't know if you can see it over Chris's shoulder. You see that blaster back there, that M4? It's actually does not shoot live ammo. Can I see the upper?
You may.
All right. You guys know, you hear me talk about we use UTM in classes, and if you come take one of our CQB classes, you can, if you want to bring airsoft, that's fine, because I understand UTM is expensive. Unit Solutions.
Yes.
Not the optic, guys. Optic's different, but notice this is blue, right? So for my Google moderator, this is not a live gun. It's not a live gun. No pistol grip. No nothing. But this weight, and he's my armorer. That weight's the same.
Almost
All
the
the parts are
exact
the
same.
same, guys. All the parts are the same. You put your optics, everything else. The lower is
Looks just like a lower. And the systems are made by
literally
Lewis.
what's the only difference?
And the
is
unit and the systems are made
Yeah.
by Lewis Machine and Tool, and they're certified by the ATF as a non-firearm.
non-firearm. All right, you hear that, Google? Because they're wanting to shut off my live stream right now. All right, so weight's the same, everything. I'm missing a part in the middle here, and that's what makes this puppy sexy right here. That bolt looks different, don't it? It does look different. Look how deep that son of a gun is right there. Holes in the bottom. The cool part about this is, you want to
The
show me,
mag.
you got to show me the mag first.
All right, here's the mag.
The mag, right? That looks like a mag, except it's got extra screws on the side. Guys, it's got the CO2 tank, and how many millimeter BBs?
8mm, 30 rounds.
8 millimeter. Rawson's calling me in the middle of a live stream. Hey guys, if any of you guys got Rawson's phone number, I invite you guys, all of you, call Rawson right now. I want every one of you guys to call Rawson right now and invite him to go outside and give some baby some highway helmet. All right. This goes in the magazine, so literally guys can pull it off their kit. It fits a regular magazine pouch.
Yes, it does.
Pull it off, slap it up in that gun. You get 30 rounds, and how many millimeters?
8mm bolt locks back to the after the 30th round.
click, speed reload, back in the fight. Dude, this shit is totally badass.
Marking or non-marking rounds.
All right, so this one had non-marking.
Correct.
Right,
The
so in other
YBB?
words, you can use them inside buildings. Like, for example, about a month ago, I did the active shooter training at my local high school and everything. They didn't want us, because they're getting ready to start the school year, they didn't want us marking up the whole buildings with UTM and simunitions. So non-marking rounds are awesome there. But guys, and they make all different colors. Blue.
We have 4 different colors right now. One of the colors is blood red for medical training.
I want this to click because we use red on simunitions and UTM, and all you got was like a little dot of paint to know you were hit. This stuff, I'm gonna put this picture up. You guys are gonna laugh your ass off. I gotta make sure I got the right one. All right. Now, that's on a yellow target, guys, but imagine all those paint splotches. You see it running down? If you lit a guy up wearing a uniform, and you can shoot these things in the shoot houses, but imagine that red paint doing force on force. Now, all of a sudden, I've got to do self-aid. Like, I can actually see I've got 3 hits on my leg. I've got to pull out my tourniquet, get out my kit. Then after you do self-aid, then Big Al comes up. He takes my med gear off the back of my body armor. He's now doing buddy aid to me. Then you bring the actual assault force medical team, bring them to the casualty collection point. They call the medevac bird in. You hand them off to the PJ. The PJ knows where the moulage wound ends now. And it's, you don't have to plan this stuff out ahead of time. Dude, when you talked about this, that was totally badass. Right, so
Another good point about that is you cannot load live ammunition in this,
I
correct?
cannot do it.
Nope, can't do it. And with the different color marking, we're trying to break out of that boundary of that training box we've been in for the past 50 years, because everything requires a range control, an arms room, and go to the ammo supply point. We've removed all those barriers from training, so now you can train where you want to, and training really stops where your imagination ends.
Oh yeah. No, he mentioned the arms room, right? Having to pull all the actual real guns out of the arms room. These aren't real guns. This is certified as a non-weapon, right? Non-firearm. But the other end of that, for our white cell guys that are planning, where are we going to go do the hit at? There's a lot of facilities where they're like, no, you're not allowed to bring guns in here. You know, we don't care if it's simunitions. We don't know what simunitions is. You can't bring guns in here. And because they won't listen. So it gives you that added, we're not bringing guns in here. Do you have something similar for pistols yet?
Not yet. Pistols
Down the road?
Down the road, yes.
Awesome stuff. All right, so guys, I apologize we're not allowed to shoot this because, and it's a non-firearm. I can't shoot it on the live stream because Google has a algorithm watching me right now, and if it sees a gun assembled, they have a rule saying no guns on live streams because some jackwad shot himself on a live stream and traumatized 500 little kids that was watching the live stream. There was no kids watching, by the way. I understand. I do understand. So rather than the computer seeing a gun and ending our live stream, we're going to avoid that. But one thing I'll say is your company has hooked me up with one of these.
Yes.
I didn't get red though, dude. That is totally badass.
Those red ones were brand new. We just received our first shipment of them from Nelson Paint.
All right, so you're going to have to come up and bring some red with you. And we'll get Emery to play the part of the bad guy. If you had pepper ones, like pepper ball ones, we definitely use Emery for those. No, guys, a lot of you, and I encourage you, get the airsoft version of your firearm for training. Get the Cool Fire Trainer for your pistol so it cycles the action. If you do a lot of force-on-force training, me as an instructor, I've got 10 UTM bolts for ARs. I've got them for a SIG MCX. I've got conversion slides. But that ammo is crazy expensive. And again, I'm having to coordinate with local law enforcement. Hey, I'm going to bring guns into the mall in broad daylight while the mall is open. And that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of hurdles. So
a lot of coordination.
Tell me again. You mentioned that earlier. You're working with the 101st.
We've done some testing with them. They've demoed the systems. Special operations community is currently using the guns for training right now.
Yeah.
So other members of the Army. We also have the Marines taking a look at the things now as well.
The Army, when we train, you get the class. You got your sergeant. He gives you the class, and then you do what's called blank fire, and then you do crawl, walk, run after that. And you were talking about the unit you were just working with. They skipped blank fire.
Right. So instead of using blank fire during the walk phase, we all know everybody cycles through. They bring up their primary training system, and they're just firing blanks. And you really can't validate if anybody's looking down their sights.
Yeah, you can't see if they're looking through their optics.
Getting a good sight picture, or they're just going through the motions to get it done.
Yeah.
With the Unit 4, with the marking rounds, you now own each shot because it marks on your target. We're putting
You could give each guy in the room a different
their
color.
own color. So if you have your 4-man squad, 4 colors, now you know where everyone's shooting on your target. We're also putting plexiglass over the targets, so you see where everybody shoots at, you evaluate how they're shooting it, you wipe the target off after each run. This is the first time everybody gets a clean look at their target during every training run.
So when we usually shoot UTM at paper targets, it still leaves holes in the targets, and after 4 or 5 runs, students, you come into the room, there's one target that's shot up a lot and the other one's not shot up. Well, that one doesn't have a gun in his hand and this guy does. Unfortunately, guys are like, they're just automatically shooting that one. So you being able to give a guy a clean target every time, that's kind of cool.
Now also, if you have the no fire situation and someone does fire, you now know who did it.
Yeah.
Because now he owns that shot because you can track where he's shooting at on the target. Something we've never done before, training-wise.
Are we allowed? Now these are. You mentioned U.S. SOCOM, different units. You mentioned Big Army, 101st is looking at it. What about law enforcement?
Yes, several law enforcement agencies have picked these up here in the state of Tennessee. One has it right now, and their sole purpose is to do.
I got to turn it around.
You see the gauge right here? Right there, small angle, slides in like that. Wait, we gotta pop this off first. Twist that off.
Oop. That's a little safety.
Yep, we have 2 safeties on here. First, clip that in, commit to your close, live mag. But we have law enforcement agencies who have currently picked these up for the sole purpose of doing active shooter drills. And since you don't have to pick up brass after your training session, you'll never accidentally leave brass in the school, which can be inadvertently found by a student or a teacher after your training's done, which has had law enforcement agencies kicked out of the school.
Yeah. You got to understand, guys, your law enforcement needs to train in the school. But understand all your school teachers, and I'm not bashing them, okay? That's their chosen profession, but understand they are herbivores. Your school teachers, if you've chosen to be a 3rd grade teacher, you're all about developing 3rd graders, and you are a plant eater. You do not want to come into your classroom and find empty shell casings and oh my God, I found a live bullet. It's not a live bullet, it's a UTM, but to a 3rd grade school teacher, that's a traumatizing event for her. So if she finds a BB, that's not the end of the world for her. Oh, that's cool. That's very, very cool. Is this available for civilians?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Just go to the Unit Solutions website, unitsolutions.com.
Unitsolutions.com.
We have 3 separate models that you can choose from, and for civilians, instead of a blue tip, you'll have an orange tip.
He's just talking about this part right here. Understand, guys, you have to have the orange tip right there. I'm not saying that half of you aren't going to spray paint that. I got that. You're just wrong. You're just wrong, that's all. Put any optic on it you want. You can run any, all your other bells and whistles. Dude, that is a
Everything mounts the same.
That is a no shit gun. Mm-hmm. That is a
fit, form, function, down to the functions check, and operates just like an M4.
That's badass, dude.
So all training aspects are almost the exact same.
So there's no training scars built in while you're using this. And as Carl mentioned about ammo pricing, we are at least 50% cheaper than all of our competition as far as round prices go. So we're going to give you 2 trigger pulls for roughly every one of theirs.
I need to know how much I can rent these things. I know I can't rent.
We do have a rental program too.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Cha-ching!
All right, ching for
Check
my
out the website.
my CQB class is coming up. One thing, and I'm sincere when I want to say this because I'll bring you down because a lot of the cool part, our demographic that watches Tactical Riflemen, they're not the pew-pew guys that are watching a lot of these other channels. I have an older crowd.
Yes.
Ish. I'm not calling y'all old, but I'm saying I've got professionals and I've got a bunch of concerned citizens that want to become capable citizens. And they buy a lot of UTM kits at my CQB classes. I'll ask my students if they want to buy their own UTM conversion kit before they show up. I'll actually have their kits there for them. I buy them the kits from the same SEAL. He's a retired SEAL that I get mine from. So maybe I can generate you guys some sales. Our calendar for training for 2023 Tactical Rifleman will be at tacticalrifleman.com. It's going to go up. I say September, but you're probably looking at October. No big deal. Cut me some slack. I'm busy. But new classes, we're still going to have our usual classes, but we're going to be bringing back CQB home defense. We're going to be having night shooting classes. Now, we're going to do them at indoor ranges, so you don't have to show up at 9 p.m. and then shoot to 4 a.m., before the sun comes up. You can actually show up at the classroom at 9 in the morning. We turn off the lights at the indoor shoot house, and you can shoot all day long, break for lunch, and then shoot till 4 p.m., have graduation. So we'll be doing night shooting classes. We're also going to be adding some more EDC, concealed carry classes. I'm looking like I'll be adding more force on force to the CQB stuff. And at least one gas mask class. There's a lot of people that are, for whatever reason, I've been getting a lot of requests for shooting in pro masks. And I know it sounds cool. Everybody sees all the pictures on Instagram. Murrah Safety, great source for all your different types of gas masks and suits and all you guys getting ready for the next pandemic and the zombie apocalypse and everything. It sounds so cool, but I'm here to tell you, once you've shot in the pro mask, you're not going to want to do it all day long. So that class is going to be a hit one time, and none of you are going to come back for it. Because I'm going to be throwing CS grenades, and your wife has got to wash all that shit out. All right, so anyways, train as you fight. So what else? What else, Chris? What's new with you?
Just thanks for having us on the show tonight. It's nice to talk about a product to me.
Prior to all this, and I hadn't seen Chris in like 5 years, my daughter just graduated college, which he's part of this, by the way, because, no, he was not part of making my daughter. Trust me, guys, I could get a tree pregnant peeing on it. All right, aim high right for a boy, by the way. My daughter just graduated medical school, got a job down in Nashville at one of the medical hospitals down there. No, I'm not going to tell you which one. But she was valedictorian at her high school, and she wrote an essay and put in for a scholarship. And we went, and she ended up winning one of the scholarships, and we went to go get the scholarship. It was Chris that handed my daughter the big check.
Happy Gilmore check.
Who was it? Again?
Happy Gilmore checks.
The Happy Gilmore check.
Big giant cardboards.
What organization was it?
We have an organization called Special Forces Scholarship Fund, and they provide merit-based scholarships to the children of Special Forces and support soldiers who serve within their Special Forces groups, and I manage the one for the Special Forces group.
All right, so you guys know what I'm doing is I'm doing a shameless plug here. I knew I was going to get the name wrong. I'm doing a shameless plug because there's lots of scholarship funds out there. Any high school kid that wants to put in for a scholarship fund, there's no shortage. They just got to write a lot of essays, do a lot of paperwork. And unfortunately, a lot of kids aren't willing to do that. But if you guys want to help out, Special Forces Scholarship Fund, it's not just .org. It's not just for the Green Berets. It's also for all the support kids because for my 40-man troop to be in Baghdad at Area 4, I always deployed with 80 people because I had my Navy EOD guys, but I also had my 5th Group mechanics, my satellite imagery guys, my SOT-A team, my weapons guys. I literally had, for every one warfighter that's going down the fast rope, there's 10 or 15 other guys that are completely mission essential. The mission will not happen without everybody else. So when I see people, you see them in the airport and they're, whatever job they were, I always say thank you for your service because we could not do shit without our support kids. So it's taking care of all the families. A military retirement is not enough money for you to live off of. It's not. If it was not for my patrons helping me keep this channel alive, if it was not for the Special Forces Scholarship Fund.org, I would not have been able to put my daughter through that medical school the way I did. She would have had to take out a student loan. I could have got that 10 grand back. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you. I paid my daughter's whole ride. Thank you. All right. So yeah, shameless plug for him and Special Forces Scholarship Fund.org. Guys, they work off of donations. There's one other thing. You know Travis Hall,
Yes.
right? Second Chance Canine. You know Travis Hall.
Yeah.
You guys know Travis Hall. We had him on the live stream last Tuesday, guys. Travis came to the live stream last Tuesday to basically make a pitch for guys to give money to Second Chance Canine. You go to secondchancecanine.com and he has a nonprofit where he rescues dogs and retrains them to be service animals for special ops guys that are mentally tore up. Travis showed up last Tuesday and confided in me. He did not say it on the live stream, but he confided in me. And but anyways, I called him about an hour before I came here today, and I'm like, look, Travis, I know you're a private guy and everything, but the only way I can get you help is if you let me tell people. Travis had some pain. He went to the doctor. Anyways, he's been diagnosed. He's got something growing inside of him, and they don't know if it's colon cancer yet. But basically, the surgeon has got to go in and cut a rather large chunk out, and then they'll do the biopsy and everything. But because of this, Travis is in a bad way right now. And those of you that are already Travis's patrons, I know you guys already know this. I want to remind you guys to reach out to Travis, give him emotional support. But for those of you that are not familiar with Travis Hall out there, other than seeing him on here, I just want you guys to know Travis is not going to be able to work his day job for a while. But all those bills with the dogs, he can't just say, dogs, I'm sorry, I can't train you till January. He can't say that. He can't. So he still needs help, guys. Financially, Travis Hall, I asked him, could I spill the beans tonight? So I'm letting you guys know. Second Chance Canine, Travis Hall, the VA is going to take care of the medical part of it. All right, but nothing is paying the bills for the puppies, and he could use your help with that. All right. What else, man? What else?
I think that's about it.
That's about it. All right. What about you, Big Al?
Huh? Life is good. working with you guys, doing a lot of good things. I do have an interesting story. Like he said, support guys are the ones and everything. So when these guys got their minigun, there was a support guy who had to build the guns, who had to train the people on the guns, but most importantly, had to get these guys their guns in theater. So one particular guy decides to sit on a Blackhawk with 3 sets of miniguns. And if you're not sure how big a set for a minigun is, let me explain that there's 3 really large ammo cans.
What are you doing, dude?
There's batteries, there's cables, there's feed chutes, and then there's a really big gun.
Really big gun. Beautiful.
I'm flying on a Blackhawk with 3 of these. So about 2 o'clock in the morning, Crawford runs up, loads up the Blackhawk. The pilot and the crew chief are looking at me like, what are you doing with all of this?
Because this wasn't a 160th bird.
It was a regular Army
So
bird.
regular Army, you can understand, they all want the miniguns that 160th got in their doors, but all they got's a little 240. And you
So
come
they
up with
did
3
ask,
of them.
they
Oh,
did
yeah.
ask, can we put this on the door
Just to take a picture.
while we're flying, and then you can take it off when we land?
And you're like, oh, hell no.
That's like, nah, bro, go
No,
work.
no.
Because these are set up for vehicles.
Yeah, they're set up for vehicles.
So we deliver the first gun, deliver the second gun, the third gun. I am in the middle, literally, of nowhere. The team says that they're going to pick me up at a particular airstrip. Unbeknownst to me on this airstrip, that the Blackhawk dropped me at the back of the airstrip. We take the gear off. This is 3 o'clock in the morning. Take the gear off. Crew chief says, you good? Yes, Blackhawk. Dusts off. Cricket.
How far were you from where you were supposed to be?
Oh, I was at the back end of the airfield about a mile from a little tent that is the top at the airfield. Nothing there, houses, cricket. 3:30 rolls around. Cricket. Grab my poncho out of my bag, load over the minigun stuff, load in the round in the 203, check the chamber of the M4, nods. Oh, it looks like a light over there. Walk a mile to the little light. I see, well, this looks like a tarmac. So I walk all the way in. Some sergeant sitting there smoking a cigarette goes, you Crawford? Yeah. When'd you land?
You're late. You son of a, I've been waiting for you, boy. You're late.
I was on the back end of the airfield. Oh, those Blackhawks are you? We thought they were just flying over. Screaming. 10 minutes later, team comes driving up. Guess who's on board? John Vandenbosch.
John.
John's like, hey, we got into reports that some guys are coming. How soon can you get this minigun up? Well, look, I could throw it on the truck and just right. He's like, good, get it on there now. Okay, so while they're driving breakneck speed, I'm setting the minigun up on the truck. John screams back from the driver's seat, do you know how to shoot it? Well, yeah, you're the gunner. Wait, what? I'm supposed to deliver it to you. He's like, and you're training us, so you're firing it.
Yep.
Get to the thing. Guess who I meet at the base or the team house? Sularu.
Now you understand where this story's going, right?
You had quite the adventure.
This is the part where everybody dies. All right,
This is where Sue looks at me. First time I've ever met Sularu. Sue looks up and down at me. So, you're supposed to teach me something. Whatever. And he walks off. So I teach the guys, hey, look, this is your minigun. This is how it sets up on the vehicle. This is how it works. Cool, not a problem. John's like, hey, takes his rifle. I'm going to go find some targets. John vanishes again. John has his rifle. That's all he needs. Sue's like, can you shoot? Yeah, I can shoot. Well, I'm going to need you back here so in case you get shot in the face, somebody else can actually train. Thanks, Sue. Thanks a lot. And this is my experience as a support guy for these guys. Love them to death, but it's an adventure.
Yeah, I was actually talking with a couple of guys the other day. My wife, for example, has a hard time sometimes with how blunt we are. And everybody wants to be, well, you know, it's okay. You'll do better next time. You understand, that's not us, because you get to a unit where everybody's supposed to be the best. So you can't be the best if everybody's the best. So we're all the same, but the bar is set very, very high. Think like pro NFL, okay? But an NFL player or a Green Beret doesn't get better by me saying, you know, you go through the hit in the shootouts, shooting up all the paper targets, and then the guy on the catwalk going, man, you guys really did a great job. You guys are awesome. No, I never heard that, not one time. You earn your Green Beret, you get to the unit, and you go through the shootouts, and as soon as you get done, the guys on the catwalk are like, all right, we got to go back to the first room. The first room, you did this, you did this. Yeah, epic fail. You should have done this better. All right, let's go out in the hallway. All right, we got right here. Why didn't you throw the flashbang on your way to that open doorway? You know you could have hit it from here. That would have saved you guys 3/4 of a second while you're out in an open hallway, sitting duck. All right, now in the room, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, and that was every room through the shootouts, every run, every day, my entire time in SF. And I'm not saying we like to get yelled at. We don't. My wife will tell you my love language is I like words of affirmation. My wife just has to pat me on the head. Carl, you did such a great job today. You did such a great job. I'm not messing up, dude. I got the same.
Done out of love.
Same dude. So, but you just don't get that in SF. You don't. The only way you get better is constructive criticism.
Steel sharpens steel.
Yeah, so the only way you're going to get better, constructive criticism. Yeah, that's not civilian. So my son, you know I love my son to death, and I'm very proud of my son. He's the one that set up the live stream here, drop of a dime, because I got here late.
Hey, Steve.
He's the one editing the videos, everything. And you want to pat him on the head. Oh, you did a great job on this video. But the reality is the only way to make a video better is constructive criticism, little nitpicky stuff. Yeah. So for my wife and for all of you guys out there and my son and my daughter, I apologize, I'm an asshole. But I'm giving you the constructive criticism that these guys gave me at work. Understand, as an SF guy, I'm deployed 7 to 9 months out of the year, even before the towers fell. We were still deployed, so 7 to 9 months out of the year, I'm spending more time with these guys than I am my wife and kids. So that's just how my personality has grown. So yeah, it is what it is. Let's see if I got a question for you guys.
Okay. Real quick question.
Real quick question. That's from Rawson. Nope. Here we go. All right, Miss Britcher's got to leave here in 15 minutes. We'll see if we got any quick questions. When is it? This one's from Citizen 7076 again. When is it appropriate? Can you ask Carl if he can do a quick plug on here for the Instagram live he and I will be doing Thursday? Yeah. Okay. Thursday. I thought it was Friday. We doing it Thursday, dude? I thought it was Friday. Oh snap! All right. So Thursday. What he's talking about, Unit Solutions, you just sent me that, didn't you?
Everybody, I love you to death, but I got to run. I'll leave you in Carol's capable hands.
I love you, brother.
Love you.
All right.
Chris? Right.
Special Forces.
Thanks. Good stuff.
Dude, I cannot even remember what the name of your thing was again. Shit. You coming on next? All right, dude, I cannot. All right, so anyways, this Thursday, I'll post it on my Instagram. I'm gonna be doing an Instagram live with this guy. And I apologize, dude, I cannot remember the name of your channel for nothing. Wow, I'm a terrible person. Yeah, dude, I can't remember the name of your channel. Chris, let's see if I got one for you. Full spectrum dominant survival of the wisest. Question for Carl, what effect do cloud coverage, fog, weather conditions have on a predator drone? Kill TV, satellite imagery, stay frosty, strapped, and dangerous. I'm not going to share that on the open internet. There's a few things, you guys know I don't do tactics on the internet. I don't do tactics on the internet. We do tips and techniques, shooting techniques, balance through the doorway, but I do not share tactics on the internet. But there are other things that deal with technological advantages, and one of them is our ability of like the AC-130 spooky gunships and our Predators and the Prowlers and our satellite imagery. One thing, I know you guys have heard me say it before, they can't see through walls. Thermals won't even see through glass. But as far as seeing through cloud cover and stuff like that, I don't want to get into how thick the clouds have to be and everything else. And I literally, because I could get in you understand there's so many different parts of that spectrum. We've got so many awesome capabilities out there. Honestly, I want to beat around the bush on that one. I'm really not comfortable doing that question. Hey, Steve, you ready? We got anybody else that wants to be on here? No? Steve, you want to come on? All right, guys, we're going to bring Steve Holland on.
Steve in the haversack.
Kaylee.
That's me.
Kaylee, you want to be on? Real quick. All right, we're going to grab your, right here's your mic. Come over here. Come snuggle.
Okay.
All right, Chris, this is the part where you punch out.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Carl.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
Kaylee,
Let's do this.
So what do you do here? This is your beautiful building?
Yes. It's Andy's beautiful building. But I just help him run it.
Okay.
So am I allowed to curse on this?
Yes.
Okay.
They run what's called an F-bomb counter. Like every time I drop an F-bomb, we have not broke 28 on a single live stream.
Well, let me go right now.
What's your relationship with Wildman?
So, Andy hired me about a year ago, and my unofficial title, which is why I asked if I could curse, is head bitch in charge. He's head motherfucker in charge, I'm head bitch in charge.
Head bitch in charge, okay.
If you want to know, that's me. Bartenders called me manager,
I want to call
boss
you
lady.
Inga when I came in.
I'm giant.
Stand up,
Yep,
stand
yep.
up. Guys, you got to see this.
I'm 6'2", yeah.
6'2".
Yeah.
Inga's bigger than I am, and she's right out of this is like a German beer house.
Yeah, I was on a comedy bus tour last week, and someone said they wanted me on their team if the bus broke into a fight. I was like, fair.
So you guys can see through the doorway over her head. This is the Leatherwood Distillery, right?
Yeah,
right there.
There it is.
Leatherwood Distillery, and it's bourbon.
Yep.
Right?
We have bourbon, rum, rye
rum
whiskey.
also.
Yeah. Oh, we have lots of
Coconut
flavored
rum?
rums.
Spice
No
rum?
coconut rum yet.
And
We've
you
got
understand, I've got this addiction to. I had a buddy that would always come back from the Caribbean on a sailboat, and he always brought me this bottle of some kind of crazy rum, and they got me hooked on this stuff. But I'm not drinking tonight, guys. You know, I'm doing. This is the only coffee I could find here.
He told me.
But
No
the
drinks
stuff
for him
is
tonight.
awesome. I've actually got an open bottle of the Leatherwood in my man room on the bar.
Yeah.
Steve Holland comes over for these. We normally do these live streams at my house.
Okay.
And in my office. It's a disaster. It really is. But it takes him 15 minutes to make it from, you walk in through my man room, you go down the little hallway to my office, it's 50 feet.
Yeah.
It always takes Steve about 15 minutes to get there because he stops at my bar where
Pours
the
himself a
open
drink.
bottles of tequila, you guys notice he always brings a couple bottles of water onto the live stream. and the F-bomb counter goes up. So anyways, this is your opportunity, shameless plug.
Yeah.
Decent place here. I appreciate you all hosting this.
Yeah,
Guys,
absolutely.
I got asked if we wanted to do it here. I didn't realize I had not even asked her. So she kind of said, yeah, all right. But she came in early to help me and Nicholas get set up.
Yep.
And
Actually, I had just been here all day, so I didn't really come in early. You're all good there. I actually got to come in late because of you, so appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Thanks for that.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair. What'd you do before you got hooked up with Andy doing this stuff?
So I was actually working for another distillery before this. I don't want to go into specifics on where that was, but I will say before I was in the distilling industry, I was a social worker. So quite a different career path I took, but
helping people out. You need to feel better about yourself.
I used to console alcoholics, and now I feed into them, so I don't really know.
So she's got her, we don't want to call them bar wenches or bartenders. We call them
I mean, I call them bartenders.
Alcoholologists.
No, intoxicologists.
Intoxicologists.
Yes,
that's what it was.
That's what
I
E
asked
calls
him-
herself.
I've never heard that term before. Intoxicologists. I was like,
Yep.
wow.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we've got an intoxicologist staff and the head bitch in charge that runs the intoxicologists. So
Guys, I wish you could see. We do have a bunch of other people here.
Yeah.
So if they get too loud, y'all let me know. But I want these other SF guys to come up here and share war stories and stuff.
Have you got Andy yet?
I have not. Is Andy here yet?
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, you brought
I
him
can
to
go. I can go grab him for sure.
You put him in a chicken wing, bring him over here.
Yeah,
All right,
I
real
will.
quick though.
Yeah.
Retired SF guys hang out here.
Yeah.
Right? How
Lots of
often?
them.
You close 2 days a week. They're actually closed tonight, guys.
Right.
This is what it looks like when it's closed.
Mondays and Tuesdays we are closed, but a lot of the times I'm here doing stuff in the office. Just yesterday I had somebody stop by that just happened to be rolling by, and he like walked in and was all scared that he interrupted me, and I was like, no man, like this is what I live
need
for.
A drink bad.
I was like,
drink bad.
this is what I live for. So he came and tried some bourbon and ended up taking home a bottle. So if you are here on a Monday or Tuesday, if you're near our area, don't be scared to stop in, because a lot of times there's somebody here that will get you some
They're
whiskey.
local SF guys, Wednesday through Sunday.
Yep.
People hang out and party here. How about if you're not an SF guy? Are you still welcome here?
Yeah, absolutely. We do game nights whenever we don't have anything going on. We have live music on Fridays and Saturdays.
Live music?
Yeah, live
what
music.
What kind? Death metal or country?
We have all over
polka?
the board. We've got a dude that calls himself Redneck Rockstar. So we've got some country music artists, some singer-songwriters, and some cover music artists. So
my son plays the piano.
Oh, yeah?
He's actually lead singer in a death metal band.
Nice. Well, I think we might have to get the acoustics settled in this place before we have a death metal band coming here, but we can give it a try.
It death metal. It's post-industrial hardcore screamo or something. I don't know,
that's
right?
very
You
intense.
notice my son took the headphones off because he doesn't want to listen to me right now. Go find.
I'll go find the
Thank you, man.
head
I appreciate
motherfucker
you
in
coming
charge.
to visit.
Yeah,
And
thank you
Thank
guys.
you for hosting us tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So I'm back. All right, I'm gonna. That's a big girl right there. That's a big girl, Inga. She's a nice lady. She's been very, very helpful for me and Nicholas here, us getting this all set up. All right, so the donut eater is supposed to be sending me more questions. I'm not sure what number the donut eater is. I got guys that just randomly send me shit on my phone. And what's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
good?
All right. Andy, how you doing, bro?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome.
This is super cool.
So tell us about the place, man. Dude, you were in group roughly same time I was. What team were you on? You were 2nd Battalion.
So I started out 563,
563. That's 2nd Battalion.
2nd Battalion.
Yep. Okay.
Charlie Company.
Yep.
And then did a couple rotations, did the invasion of Iraq, one more rotation, and then went to 564.
Okay. All right.
Then I went to SWIG,
Halo.
and then came back and went to 1st Battalion.
1st Battalion. Okay. Where were you at in 1st Battalion?
I actually, as soon as I got back from SWIG, I went to A15.
Did you really? Dude, I don't. What year was that? I must have been gone already.
2009. I was only there for one trip to Iraq, and then halfway through the trip,
Dude,
I made my
that's where
8.
your name is familiar to me.
Yeah, I was on 1-2.
So I was 2009, I was a company sergeant major then. But you didn't know, who was your company sergeant major?
Starts with a B.
Don't say Berkebile.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was only there for like 6 months.
okay.
Freaking.
I'm sorry,
It was a good
dude.
time.
I'm sorry you had to go through. And Berkebile, if you're watching, you know, dude. You know, I don't have to badmouth you, dude. I love you as a brother. I get along. We're friends. I just, I don't know. It is what it is. All right, so, dude, what possessed you to get out and start this awesome thing?
You know, I've been doing this, brewing at home for almost 26 years.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Bourbon.
Yeah.
And we had guys that would always be like making beer and shit in the parking lot or overseas. I make homemade wine with my Aunt Helen.
Yeah.
I hate wine.
So, there's a cool story.
Yeah. That's what we're here for, right? That's
So-
what we're here for. Okay.
During we were in Kuwait for the invasion, right? And we're sitting there, and I was talking shit. I can make booze out of anything.
Yeah.
Guys on the team were like, "Put up or shut up."
Yeah. Oh yeah. General Order #1: no alcohol in theater.
Yeah, of
Which means
course.
SF guys got to sneak it in.
Al Johnson throws an MRE at me, and he goes, "Make some booze out of it." I was like, "All right." So I took the Skittles pack, I boiled water, put the Skittles in the water, melted it. That was my
you guys
sugar.
are getting this, right? Okay, got it.
Then I took the shelf stable bread.
Yeah.
It's got yeast in it.
Yeah.
Put that in it. We put it in water bottles. And then we took surgical tubing and made an airlock into another water bottle.
Oh shit.
And it fermented for about 6 days, and we had fucking shitty wine. But it worked. It did its job.
My first time making booze overseas was Desert Storm. I went through the chow hall and filled up one of my canteens because nobody had Camelbacks back then. It was canteens with like grape juice in the chow hall, and I forgot about it. And drinking out of the other one, and then finally one day that one was empty, and I grabbed that other. I forgot. Man, I took a sip of that. That shit was
That's probably vinegar by that.
pure rubbing alcohol. It was not. Now, so obviously before that, you had it down to a science before that. So when did you start off making hooch, basically, homemade?
Me and a buddy, I would say, me and a buddy probably around.
Hold on for a second. I got to take this. This is from Australia.
All right, yeah.
Susan Britcher, you are live on Tactical Rifleman Livestream. What can I do for you? Okay, my mic went quiet. All right, my son said he fixed it. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes, no. Can you guys hear me okay? How about now, Susan? Can you hear me now? What about right now? Yes, she said now I'm good now. Okay. Is that it, ma'am? Okay, yep, thank you. Bye-bye. She called from Australia to tell me that she couldn't hear me. That's love right there.
That's tech support.
That's support. That's tech support
tech
right
support.
there. That's tech support.
She's your new 18 Echo right there.
All right. Okay. So you were starting out doing alcohol.
I started out doing wine, a little bit of beer. Don't drink wine or beer. I was buying booze. I said, I got to figure out how to make booze.
You gotta make booze.
So me and a buddy of mine on my team, we built our own still.
Was this overseas or was this in the barracks?
This was here in the States.
Okay.
Made about 1.5 years of really bad liquor. that we drank anyway, of course.
All right, so when I think homemade hard alcohol, I think that's basically what moonshine is. But people
Yes.
have explained me there's a difference between moonshine and whiskey and rum and gin and vodka. And to me, moonshine is, like you're saying, just bad alcohol.
Well, so here's the reality. There's no federal classification for moonshine. That's the only difference, right? So when you
Okay.
see moonshine on the shelf, it's
Yeah.
really, it's either a rum or it's an unaged whiskey, something like
See,
that.
I didn't realize that. Okay, that's fair.
But in the woods, when you're doing it on your own, pretty much everything's moonshine.
Yeah,
Whether you're
okay.
making rum, whiskey.
All right, so what did you start out making?
I just started making rum, sugar
Okay.
shine,
Yeah.
which is a rum.
Okay.
We
Yep.
just fermented sugar like a sugar wine
Yeah.
and then ran it through the still and made high proof alcohol.
I was
Usually
just,
you
I
gotta
was just
mix
talking
it with
Inga. What's her name? Kaylee?
Kaylee?
Kaylee. I call her Inga. She's massive. She's so awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
is.
She'll beat everybody's ass around here.
Yeah, unlike she said they make rum, and that's like the alcohol I drink. My buddies got me hooked on. They bring me back these bottles from the Caribbean, and I like my rum and fruit juice and all kinds of.
Yeah, that's my original, is
Yeah,
rum.
rum.
And it's
Okay.
good. It's good stuff.
All right. What year was this?
Oh, man, I think we built our first still in 2010.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just made it for the guys on the team. Ended up deploying with our water filtration device.
With a lot of copper tubing.
We actually put that on the packing, the 1750s. Water filtration device.
Water filtration device.
Because we could distill water. if
Did
we
you
had
have the whole copper, the spurly?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, the copper
Man,
bowl, everything.
if you guys don't know the paperwork he's talking about, understand you don't necessarily need it to go over. You put anything on the airplane, it's coming back. You've got to have it on your packing lists so that you can. Customs is going to shake you down because you got guys like Steve Holland that's trying to bring home RPGs and stuff, So, like I brought a 1911 home from an arms market in Baghdad. I took the white magic marker and just put 46. That was my rack number. Put 46 on the grips, and my weapons guy added it to the other box that had all the other 1911s in it, and. Don't judge me, guys. At least I wasn't smuggling a still over there. Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I was just making alcohol for our vehicles in case we had to keep
there
it
you go. You never know. Especially the way some of these presidents give away our strategic reserve.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know when you're going to need to distill some fuel for the Humvee. All right. So you grew it from there, and so you got out of the military and said, "I'm going to do this full time."
Well, I had some buddies contact me and they were like, hey, let's do this for real. I was like, I don't think just anybody can get a license. Evidently, anyone can get a fucking license.
Guys, you got to slide your head just a little bit this way. Can you guys see that machine right there through the doorway? You see that? I want you guys to realize he's got a couple of them. This thing is massive.
Yeah. It's not that thing going on the 1750 no more. It's
not.
It's a big deal. It's pretty cool.
All right, so what do you guys make here now? Because I've got a bottle of your good booze at home. Steve brought me.
The Snake Eater?
Yeah, it's Snake Eater. I got about that much left in it. But that's a bourbon, right?
Yeah, that's a bourbon.
That's a bourbon.
That's a legit 2 years in a barrel, brand new American charred oak barrel. It's made 61% corn, winter wheat, malted barley. We do a sweet feed whiskey, which is really cool. It's corn, wheat, rolled oats, dried molasses. We make a tequila, a rum, and a bunch of flavored moonshine.
I gotta try your rum. Come on, Steve. I got room for you. You're next.
He's busy drinking my good stuff.
Busy drinking your good stuff. The sad part is I told Inga that I'd cover the tab tonight. Oh, the zeros that are going to be behind that. That's all right. That's all right, man. I appreciate
I'm gonna
you.
go get another one real quick. I'll see you guys later.
No, dude, I appreciate you letting us borrow your place here. The whole intent of this is like you just shared your Skittles story. That's See, that's the shit you don't see in movies. You just don't, and that's badass, man.
Yeah, it's just the
Dude,
guys.
you're coming. You're gonna be on next, right? You're not bailing on me. What? No, dude, I got a mic right here. We got a next time.
What are you talking? Next time.
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah. One of the he was a warrant officer, right?
No, he was an NCO, and then he's in charge of the SF Association.
Yes,
Chapter
SF
38.
Association, but I thought he was a warrant that when he got out. I know he was an NCO. Everybody starts as an NCO.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
what he
not.
ended
Maybe
up.
not.
I don't think he was an
Maybe
NCO. all the
not.
time.
Maybe not. That's okay. That's all right. Guys, I was saying goodbye to one of the old guys from my unit. That man, you just the cool part about being Special Forces. We call it a team, a Operational Detachment Alpha. But it's not a detachment. We mentioned, I had Chris Spence on here, and we were talking about how when you're deployed, you know, even before the towers fell, we were deployed 6-9 months out of the year. You're spending more time with your brothers than you are your actual family members.
Definitely.
So they literally are your brothers, and you just generate so many great memories, and
It's cool about this
Yeah.
place too. Like I might not see these guys I haven't seen Steve for 7 years.
yeah.
We got on the phone. He's like, "We're doing a podcast at your place." I'm like, "Bring the boys." You know what I mean? It's just like family shows up.
Yeah,
You know?
this is cool. All right, so and we don't have that many here, but this is our first one. But I imagine, what do you guys think? I want you guys to put it in the chat room. You guys want to see us do more of these? Maybe do this like once a quarter. I'm not going to say once a month, but like maybe once a quarter. We'll start doing Legends of the Legion down here. And if Andy will have us back, we'll,
That'd be awesome, man.
yeah,
We'll
we'll
just get a bunch of
imagine
guys.
we can get some more SF guys in here.
Yeah,
You want to do a giveaway? You go find a bottle of your hooch,
yeah.
and
For sure.
we're going to do a giveaway. And you just put it on my tab, man, I guess. And we'll have Inga get it. Inga, can we get
A bottle?
a bottle to do a giveaway? That is service with a smile right there. That is service. All right, here's the deal. This is Snake Eater Bourbon Whiskey from right here. You got a magic marker so I can have the man sign it? You don't mind
Yeah,
autographing
of
this, do
course,
you?
definitely.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
We're gonna have Andy sign this. Now here's the deal: to get in on this winner, to get in on this giveaway right here, you have got to put the word "Andy is awesome" in the chat room. You're allowed to enter up to 3 times. Andy is awesome. If you enter more than 3 times, your name gets eliminated. It's going to be awesome. I want to start seeing it. Andy is awesome. Andy is awesome. Andy is. Kaylee, I'm sorry I call you Inga, but
I'm used to it.
Inga, you're awesome. She is so awesome. Guys, here's the problem I have, because I like you guys. You know I do. I hang out with you every Tuesday. But we've only got 152 likes. They don't like your Skittle story.
That's bullshit.
That's some bullpucky right there.
That was in the desert
Yep.
in Kuwait.
Damn. Andy is awesome. Andy is
Oh
awesome.
God, I feel it. I can feel it.
Right now,
It's
there's
running through my soul right now. Good Lord.
Guys, I'm gonna read all these to him. Andy is awesome. Andy is awesome. Andy is awesome. Andy is awesome.
Stop it, I'm getting excited.
Andy- Dude, you really are, dude.
Hey,
Man,
take it easy.
got a gun in your pocket? All right, autographed from Andy right there. The cool part, and you guys know the deal. I'm just trying to make the world a better place. There's a bunch of concerned citizens out there. I'm trying to make them capable citizens. I didn't do crap my whole career, but I was around a bunch of awesome guys, and I have had the honor of serving with some great guys. So, dude, you got a war hero signature right there.
So you've got the definition of snake eater on the back of the label.
Definition of snake eater. Why don't you read it to him? What is the definition of a snake eater? You need my reading glasses?
Yeah,
dude?
you got some.
I'm here for you.
Bunch of old bastards.
There you go.
let's
These
go.
are my mother-in-laws. That's why they're blue. You don't give them shit, dude.
man,
My
that's
mother-in-law
sweet.
was awesome. May she rest in
That's
peace.
nice. All right. Snake Eater is the nickname given to a former member of the Special Forces, i.e. Green Berets. They are known for their ability to survive in any environment, under any circumstances. No deed is too tough, too painful, or too rough for a Snake Eater to overcome. Boom.
Okay.
Even with these gases.
Susan is telling me I need to raise my mic up. So I'm raising my mic up. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. My mother-in-law was awesome, dude. She really was. I miss my mother-in-law. It was good stuff. Guys, it is, what time you got, Nick? 45? All right, I'll tell you what, let's draw it right now. Susan, draw me a winner. Draw, winner, please. Winner, please. I normally make them wait like half an hour, but she's got to go.
And you know what? Whoever doesn't win, you can go on leatherwooddistillery.com wherever you're at in the country, and you can order our stuff.
Say it one more time. Leatherwood Distillery. They got it's all spelled out.
Yep, leatherwooddistillery.com.
Leatherwooddistillery.com. Donate if you don't mind. Will you put that in the chat room? Leatherwooddistillery.com. Guys, sincerely, good booze. Everybody's familiar with the horse soldiers. It's okay. I love the horse soldiers. That's cool. But most of the guys that are involved with it weren't the actual horse soldiers. Only a couple of them were. But this guy's right here with 5th Group. And I think this is so cool, dude, because Donnie, you guys know Donnie Bone. Donnie's awesome. Donnie does combatives videos for us. And
It's right there.
Donnie's dojo, Bowen Combatives, is literally next building over. And
I texted him earlier, so get your ass down here.
yeah, dude.
Come on down, man.
I was actually gonna stop in, but one, I was running late, but two, I looked at his parking lot. Guys, Donnie is a legit instructor, and he must have a big class tonight because that parking lot was packed.
Tuesdays
All right.
are their big night.
Yeah, all right, we got our winner. Our winner is, drum roll. James Conrad, K-O-N-Rad, Conrad, James Conrad. I've got to focus that shit. All right, here's the deal, James. First off, congratulations. Two, in order for you to get this bottle, because one, my son's got to mail it. You got boxes these will mail in? Can I get one of those from you? I need you to take a picture of your avatar on your YouTube page so I know it's actually you and you're not just Ray Craddock in Hawaii saying that you're James Conrad, because he does that once a week. All right, take a picture, James, and then email it to tacticalrifleman1@gmail.com, tacticalrifleman1@gmail.com. Send me a picture avatar and your mailing address. Remind me that you won the autographed bottle of Leatherwood Snake Eater Bourbon. And my son will mail it out later this week. He's got a couple other things he needs to mail out. What's that?
We'll talk about them another time, brother.
Another time.
Cross. I'm going to go get this one.
All right, Nick, don't let me forget. We got to get a shipping box for this before we leave. My son mails stuff for me, all the giveaways, but sometimes
Ingo will wrap it
you
up
see,
for you.
he would put this in like a thin envelope and just give it to them. And the people at post office, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. So
Ingo will wrap it up for you.
Inga's awesome. Jamie the cop, my nephew-in-law, you guys know Jamie, he's over there talking to Inga. Well, Jamie is this tall, and Inga, he don't even come up to her armpit. It's awesome.
Did you show him all this madness?
No. What is, all right, I'm gonna turn this real quick. Guys, what is Now, the American flag up here, guys, there's lots of little photos. What enlighten us.
So those are all the guys from 5th Group since Vietnam till present that have died in combat. So it's a little memorial wall.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, dude. That is very, very cool.
Guys can come in, they can take the picture down, they can put it on the table and have a drink with their brothers.
Man, see, that's badass. That actually comes down. That's cool.
Yeah. And in the bottom right there, you'll see this is the anniversary of the 13 guys.
Yeah.
Got wasted because of dumbasses.
What was the call sign for that 160th bird? Everybody's like, well, we lost all these SEALs and everything, but here at Fort Campbell, this is the actual home of Task Force 160th. They call them 160th SOAR now. But I went to the memorial here, and literally to have all the family members of the air crew, and it was every memorial. The first memorial is always the hardest because literally it just happened, and then time does heal wounds.
It never gets easier.
Yeah, time rounds the corners off of memories, but the memories never go away. They really don't. No, I think that's awesome that you do that. When the towers first fell, guys, you could go to Fort Bragg, and we had what's called the GB Club, Green Beret Club, and up on the walls were all pictures of like training and Green Berets doing this, that, and the other. And the doorway, if you went in the doorway, there was a picture with like a write-up of the first couple guys, soft guys that were killed in the global war on terror. And then I went back a couple years later. You got to remember, guys, I've got 72 months of combat pay on my 214.
I got 73.
Yeah, I know. I don't doubt it, dude. I don't doubt it. Like I said, I didn't do anything. That was me eating eating MREs, getting a CIB for doing nothing.
I was drinking my MREs.
A couple years later, I had to go to Bragg for it was a 18 Delta refresher thing at Bragg. You got to do it every so many years. Stop by the GB Club, and there's a bunch of pictures now, and. But there's a bunch of team pictures, and I talked to the manager. I was like, "Hey, look, I got a CD-ROM. It was actually a thumb drive with some cool A15 training pictures that I wanted her to." They were asking for cool guy pictures. I was like, "Well, I happen to have a bunch." So I went back. I want to say it was 3 or 4 more years later, expecting to see the A15 pictures, training pictures up, combat pictures, and they weren't. And it was because the entire inside of the GB Club was filled with framed plaques of all the Green Berets that have been getting killed in the global war on terror. And so now, we're supposedly this war's over. And guys, we got Green Berets in I think 60 different countries today. And it changes day to day. And a lot of that's training. They're doing FID missions, foreign internal defense, teaching other countries to fight for themselves. Yeah. But we've got guys in Syria right now. We've got guys in Iraq right now. And, you've got to look out for these guys. And it's hard. It's hard when you come here. And today's actually the anniversary of Hollyman, was his name, Holleyman. Hollyman. Hollyman was in Charlie Company while I was in A15. The only reason why I know him is Hollyman went to Mid-South with my team, my A team, and he's total comedian, great guy, young Green Beret. Then a couple months later, we deployed, and he got killed. Today's the anniversary of his death, and
he's up there.
He's up there to see his picture up there, and see the tree planted for him at the 5th Group parade field. That when I first got the group, it was 2 small rows of trees
Oh, now it's roads.
Now it's a fucking forest, and it's sad. It really is. But that's part of it. You play the game enough, you roll the dice enough. Eventually, your number comes up. And I'm not putting down the SEALs. I'm not putting down everybody else. But the reality is, a lot of SEALs, they go do 2 or 3 deployments, and then they get out and they write their book and they go to Hollywood, and they're a former SEAL. They'll always be a former SEAL. But Green Berets don't get out. They go SF and then they stay till they retire. I stayed for 25 years because I got asked, dude, are you going to retire? And I was at like my 10-year mark, and I flipped the guy the bird. I'm like, hell no,
Yeah, you're gonna make me get it.
I'm getting out as soon as I'm not having fun. Okay. And if that's at the 9-year mark, the 11-year mark, 15, when I'm not having fun, I'm getting out. And I had no intention of staying 20 years. But then the towers fell, and then I hit my 15-year, I hit my 18-year, I hit my 20-year, and we're still at war making a difference. And I don't know what made you decide to get out, but I was in Baghdad, Area 4. I was up on the roof. I had my Arachna cell phone, and I called my wife every night. I'd call my wife, thank you taxpayers, because it was like $9 a minute you guys were paying for that cell phone. $9 a minute. I'd call my wife every night, and I want to say my daughter was like 7 or 8. And my son was like 11, and my daughter's birthday. So called. I was up on the roof of Area 4, so I could get good reception. And I'm like, "Hey Dana, hi, love you. Hey, put Isabella on the phone. It's her birthday. I want to say happy birthday." She puts Isabella, my daughter, and I remember she's like 7 or 8. What does a 7 or 8-year-old know? She don't know nothing. Yeah. She don't know nothing. First words out of her mouth was not, "Daddy, I love you." Not "when you coming home." 7, 8-year-old, I don't remember what year it was. First words out of her mouth was, "Daddy, you were home for 7 of Nicholas's birthdays. You've only been home for 2 of mine." What do you say to that?
Yeah, all right.
So it clicked in my head that I wasn't having fun anymore. I'm like, "Isabella, you're right. Put your mama back on the phone." And I'm like, "Honey, I'm done. I'm going to submit my retirement paperwork. I'm not having fun anymore." And that was my 20. I did 25 and a half years. My wife reminds me of that half. All right, we got Steve. You got your mic? Got my mic right there, Steve. Right there. No, it's got to be closer because he's got them dialed because there's a lot of background noise. So clip it on your shirt. All right, guys, we got, now we have Andy and we got Steve. Here's what we're going to do, guys. You guys are going to slide your chairs back a little bit so we can fit everybody in here without you guys actually having to hug and touch on me.
Before we get started on that, hello, Tactical Rifleman Nation. What's going on?
He does this shit every
I miss you guys. I miss you guys. Call's rocking it tonight. Call's rocking it tonight. I had to step back. We have so many awesome guys here tonight at the Leatherwood Distillery. And while we're doing this, Ms. Taylor, Candace, coming over here. Come here. Come on. No, maybe come over there. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Is that your daughter?
You're on.
Oh, you poor thing. I want to apologize to you for having him as a dad.
All right, fine.
No, hey, I am
here.
like one of your dad's biggest
Come
fans.
You don't want to come on now.
Come on, Taylor.
You're on. Now she's
Come on, Taylor. Come on, Taylor. Come on, Taylor, because I say so. Come over here, right here. Hello. Guys, my wonderful daughter, Candace, and Ms. Taylor Rhyme. Give her a big Tactical Rifleman Nation hand clap. They're here with us tonight.
No, hey, honestly, handshake. I'm not a hugger, I'm sorry. I just want to say I am a big fan of your dad. I really am. And if you're not proud of him, you should be.
And I am
is awesome.
a big fan of Miss Taylor's. I get a camera. Miss Taylor's dad, and I know he's out there. He's done great things. Let me remunerate. he was
That's why we
my
let him start drinking
counterpart
That's a big word.
at
That was a big word.
the higher headquarters when we started the SOPMOD program.
He does this
or when
every
we started
Tuesday with me.
SFLCS, when we started
thing.
the Mark 12 SPR, when we started the 6.8 SPC program, when we started the Mark 44 minigun program. If not for her dad supporting myself as an end user rep, we would have never accomplished the things that we accomplished. So shout out to Ms. Taylor's dad, but I'm not going to mention his name, but he's an awesome patriot. Thank you, ladies. Glad to have you on the show.
You're off the hook. Thank you for coming. Sorry about that. That's Steve. Steve doesn't tell people he's going to throw them under the bus. All right, Steve. I can't believe you just drug your daughter on here, dude.
You guys needed somebody better looking than us, our three ugly asses.
All right. I need that.
Okay, let's go straight to the haversack.
Snuggle. Come. All right. So here's what Steve does. Steve brings the haversack.
I bring the haversack.
He brings a haversack every Tuesday. The whole reason for coming to the Leatherwood Distillery was so we could bring other people on here.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I stayed back. That's why I stayed back.
Okay, but now you're
Andy
sharing
can get his
that?
time. Randy can get his time. Okay.
We actually did a giveaway.
Chris
one
can
of
give
his
you time. I
bottles.
know. I know.
Okay.
That's
What's in the
calm.
haversack for today, Steve?
What's in the haversack for today?
His future is so bright. He's got to wear shades indoors.
One of my favorite things out there, Tactical Rifleman Nation, and I apologize that I can't totally share with you the point of contact for all of this, but I'll just go real quick. This is a Glock 34 slide, okay?
As a matter of fact, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
which,
it is.
Which equates to the Glock 19 and all of the rest of the family inside the 9mm 357 SIG and the 40 Smith & Wesson. This, my friends, here we go with the camera thing again, is a drop-on front sight, rear sight, watch, see that? Magnetic.
Magnetic.
And it
You want me to do it, Steve? You get it?
slips on.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want you to pull it off. Pull it. Come on, Carl. Pull it. Come on, manly man. Pull it. Okay. The magnet is strong, basically, what I'm trying to say.
The point he's trying to make is you can't pull it off.
It's hard to pull it off.
Okay.
So now what you have here is a set of backup iron sights.
Yep.
Okay. But the main thing is there's a laser built into this. And if you can see the switch in the back, right below the rear sight, that little notch, it turns on the targeting laser.
Is it IR or what is it, Steve?
It's not
hitting the
IR.
front sight.
Visible.
It's visible.
It's a visible red
Okay.
laser. So you have a visible laser.
I want you guys to see that's a bright son of a gun. I want you guys to see how bright that is. That's a bright
And
son of a
that
gun.
drops on to your Glock. And just in case if the laser goes out, you've got the rear sight, front sight backup. And I've been wanting to show you this for a long time. And the maker has been kind of like in this zone of trying to improve things. And I say, hey, stop trying to be 100% perfect. Give me 95%. I want to present this to the Tactical Rifleman Nation the first time before anybody else in the industry sees it. So this is absolutely awesome.
You drop that on any gun, any
No,
Glock.
Any Glock.
Any Glock.
Except for the large Glocks, like the 20 and 21.
Yeah.
But the main ones,
Yeah.
Glock 19,
45, 17, 34, 35,
yeah,
21,
the whole thing.
23, all of them.
And it handles a recoil. That's why I call it, you just can't pull it off. You gotta actually like pry it off. So you have to worry about it coming off during recoil. Buttons right there, hit the laser, and you're on. You're in the fight. So that's
When's
the
that
first
going to hit
part.
the market, you think?
I'm hoping soon. In the haversack, we have, I'm always talking about ammunition. So we're not doing the polymer thing this week. This is 375 SOCOM.
375 SOCOM.
375 SOCOM. You gotta love
That's
it.
an ugly bullet right there.
I mean, you gotta want to bust one of those off. You just say,
That'll
man,
fit in an
wow.
AR mag. Yeah.
I want to bust one of these off.
All right, so that is like the 458 SOCOM, but it looks like it's got a lot more range to it.
Neck down to 375 for better ballistic coefficient, a little bit more range.
For hogs, maybe?
Who's knocking at my door? It's got to be 3:45. Is it you outside? Do you want some more?
All right, this is...
Yeah, you punch a hole in something with that. Punch a little hole in something.
So what else do we have?
What else you got in your bag?
Oh, now you know, Tactical Rifleman, Steve can't come up with the haversack without having something to discuss in regards to cutlery.
He
right?
likes his...
So I'm gonna reach down deep in my haversack.
Chef Steve.
And I'm gonna pull out some cutlery. Ooh, Lord have mercy. As old folks used to say, Lord have mercy. Pull on that.
Chef Steve.
Ooh, somebody.
That's actually pretty light, dude. I was expecting that to be a lot heavier.
Somebody have mercy.
Nice.
That's yours, man. Grab it.
Have
Bussy,
mercy.
that's that guy that made the 5th group knife, wasn't it?
Yes, it is.
That
is
thing
the Bussy Combat
massive.
Knives.
That's light, too.
Gemini.
That's freaking light.
Be careful. Be careful.
This is the guy who in Coyote Uglies was there with some of his employees.
Let's talk about
Steve's
the
not wanting to
business
share that
and
story
the
on the
products.
internet. Why?
Okay.
Because what happens in Vegas stays on Facebook. Yeah. This is some shit we're not going to share here today.
Look at how that's made.
All right.
This
Does
is the
anybody
Bussy
out there have a
Gemini.
question for Andy or Steve Holland?
Bussy Gemini.
Susan told us you were sitting on enough questions for now. You know, I think I got all of them.
Bussy Gemini. Oh, you want to play with that?
Oh, shit. I am missing a shit ton of questions, aren't I? Wow. I'm sorry, guys. We've fallen behind on questions a bit.
Fall behind on questions, which means we're going to have to go through the specific details on the Bussy Gemini in a minute.
Before I get this back to you.
Oh,
Wipe my
did you
fingerprints
hurt
off.
yourself?
Wipe my fingerprints off before you.
Oh, you almost had him.
All right. Well, here's a question for you guys. All of you SF ODA guys are very tough, but why do you think some former operators cope with post-traumatic stress disorder better than others? What is your secret?
I got a good one for them.
Okay.
Okay.
It's purpose,
Talk to us.
right? So you get a lot of guys that just get out of the military, they get out of special ops, they've done 8 to 10 combat tours, and the brain's messed up, you know, they haven't had a chance to decompress, and they go home, they sit in their basement, they don't do nothing. Those are the guys that have a problem. The guys that don't have a problem are guys that start a business, guys that start a podcast, guys that start training other people. It's all about purpose. If you got a purpose in life, you got somewhere to wake up and go to, you're gonna be fine.
Nice.
And like I used to think, well, okay, this guy's weak, you know. That it would never happen to A15. All my A15 guys were tough. And then I left the company and I heard like, well, hey man, you hear what happened to such and such? Yeah, they pulled him off the team and sent him to school. So I'm like, what happened? It wasn't that something happened to him. There was just so much trampling. He had seen too much. And what happens is what we call, you lose the edge. Now, I'm not saying those guys go home and they're having nightmares and stuff, but they lose the edge where they don't want to go through the doorway anymore. And that's still active duty. But once they get out, I had, you know, we had to go do our VA physicals and everything when we retired, and the shrink, he's got a checklist asking you questions. Have you ever received mortar or rocket fire?
And that whole situation.
And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, tell me about it. And I'm like, well, which time?
Yeah.
He's like, well, what do you mean, which time? I'm like, well, which one? Rockets or mortars? Which one you want to start with? You want to do rockets first or you want to do mortars first? And have you ever been shot at? Like, yeah, well, tell me about it. Which time? And my point for saying that is we get to the end of it, and he put his clipboard down, and we just bullshit for hours. He canceled his afternoon appointments, and we get done. I'm like, all right, so I'm good to go. He said, no, you got post-traumatic stress. And I was like, no, I don't. He's like, you dream about this stuff. I'm like, yeah, but these are good dreams. And he said, no, Carl, I'm doing you a favor. He said, when all the Vietnam vets came home, none of them got diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. And then sometimes years later, they would see something and all of a sudden they would flip out. So I'm doing you a favor. That's what he said. Now, and I thought that was bullshit. I just let it roll off and everything. But talking to other guys, it'll be something small. Fireworks going off on the 3rd of July. The guy was driving home his brand new pickup truck, and somebody was setting fireworks off the day before the 4th of July, which happens common. But he panicked, thought he was a roadside bomb, and he ended up wrecking his brand new truck coming home from the dealership. And it's just I'm using that as an example. I have something that sets me off. That literally my heart rate will go from 54 beats a minute to over 120, and it just goes through the roof. And it's something completely trivial and stupid, and I'm not gonna tell you all about it here because it's kind of pitiful. But my point for saying that is, yeah, you see us and I talk and I'm fine, and just because I'm not on meds and stuff, I understand there's a lot of vets, not SF guys, regular Army guys, regular military guys, but also SF guys. There's a lot of guys that get on prescription drugs and alcohol, and then they fight to get off of it. And my buddy Wick, we've had Wick on the live stream before. Wick is one of the greatest human beings I've ever met. Wick's retired now. So Wick is he's a black guy with a Jamaican accent, so he has a hard time getting a job, and that sucks, like it or not. But he is a old black guy with a Jamaican accent, so life is harder for Wick, all right? But Wick, for a long time, was having problems with pain and everything else, and he got himself off the drugs on the alcohol, and Wick has completely turned his life around. I am so proud of Wick. I really, I've actually started using him as one of my firearms instructors for Tactical Rifleman. You take our classes this fall in the spring, you're going to see Wick there because he's one of the best Falcon instructors you'll ever meet.
Wick is awesome.
He is awesome. But so it's hard.
Course.
It's hard. So everybody's got demons, and if you're a vet, former service guy out there, a paramedic out there, a cop out there, I don't care if you're a school teacher, if you've got demons that have pushed you to, you know what this stuff is for? This stuff is for having fun, and this stuff is for the girls to make me better looking, but it's for entertainment. It is not for making the demons go away. So if this is what you're using, or if it's prescription drugs, whatever it is, find somebody to talk to, get out there, and you got to get off that stuff, because that's for entertainment. It's not for medicinal purposes.
Exactly.
All right.
Najaf minigun, awesome.
We love that one. All right. Steve's bailed on us already. We love Steve. All right. In kindergarten, did they try to make you write with your right hand and spell your name with a C? No. Some of these questions, dude. They call me the devil hand because I write with the other one. Randy, when you taught your daughter to shoot shotgun, did you start with a 410? Guys, Randy's gone. Randy, Randy's smart. You start with small guns. If you're starting your daughter off with a double barrel 12 gauge, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not gonna turn out good.
You are. Hi Carl, what barrel length do you recommend for a 308 designated marksman rifle? It will be a direct impingement with a can. Understand the longer the barrel, the more muzzle velocity you're going to get out of it. All right, so let's say you're shooting M118 LR, that's 175 grain Sierra Match King. All right, you want to, it stays stable if you can get it fast enough. It's still stable at 800-900 meters before it starts going transonic, okay? Longer the barrel, the more muzzle velocity. I'll tell you though, it depends on what your mission is. If you're never gonna use this thing past 600, you don't need an 18 or 20 or 22 inch barrel. You've seen my 12 and a half inch Daniel Defense, Adams Arms 308. I like that short one. Now again, that's not my long range designated marksman rifle, but 9 times out of 10, if I'm going deer hunting or if I had to defend my neighborhood, I can put the suppressor on it, clip the night scope on it, and I'm eating guys alive at 400 meters easy. So you can have an accurate gun with a 14-inch barrel. You can have an accurate gun with a 16-inch barrel. You can have an accurate gun with an 18-inch barrel. The only difference between the three, if you go with like a good tactical advantage, ballistic advantage barrels or a proof barrel. Ballistic advantage makes really good barrels. They're the ones on my TR1. If you get a good, accurate barrel, the only difference...
Watch out.
Oh,
We're
shit.
about to get punched in the face. Watch out.
Donnie,
Watch out. Cover up.
Donnie Bone is in his house.
Get in there.
Come snuggle, man. Come snuggle. Come snuggle. What's up? All right.
I thought you quit on us, man. I'm texting you.
All right.
These guys are killing me. These guys are trying to kill me.
I've been delaying. Donnie's gym is 2 buildings over.
Yeah, and he couldn't come. Couldn't come visit. Wouldn't come visit
He's a
me.
legend.
Brother, hey, I'm surrounded by legends.
2005 U.S. Army Combative Champion, 155 pounds. Walks around at 153.
Hey.
So you know everybody he fought was cutting down from 175.
But it takes a village to make a
Army's
champion. All you guys.
champion, combative, 155-pound champion in the house.
I can't do that one. How you doing, brother?
I'm
Dude,
well,
man.
I'm well.
Guys, we got Donnie Bowen in the house. All right, we're gonna pull it up here a little bit closer. All right, so I can actually snuggle. You know, dude, I was gonna stop over at your dojo. He's 1 block away. Bowen's Combatives. Tuesday must be a busy night for you.
It is.
That parking lot was full,
Yeah,
dude.
it is,
That
it
parking lot was full.
I mean, we were pushing it really hard tonight because a couple of us are flying out tomorrow. To Vegas.
What's this big competition you're going to?
It's the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation World Masters Championships. So
Nice.
We're fighting on Friday.
You're fighting on Friday.
Yeah.
So,
Got a
what channel
27
of
man
pay-per-view is this going to be on?
It's going to be on Flow Grappling. So the Flow Grappling, they cover like Flow Wrestling and everything else, whatever.
Flow Grappling, is that an actual TV channel or YouTube?
That is a
flowgrappling.com. What is it?
That's like a paper. What is it? A
Pay-per-view?
subscription. It's a subscription type of
On
event.
TV or the internet?
On the internet.
On the internet.
Yeah.
Flow Grappling. If
Flow
you want to
Grappling.
watch Donnie kick some Brazilian booty.
Choking, you know.
All right, on that, how many videos did we film with you a month ago? Was it
like
2 or was it 3?
Nah, I think it was maybe about 3.
All right,
It
so
might have been. I might have been.
because I listen, I read you guys' comments, I do, and a lot of people requesting, dude, man, I need some more Donnie in my life.
Right on,
I need some more Donnie.
right on, man.
So we came down, we got him choking out Emery choking out Sularu.
Yeah.
We had to have them start choking out each other because they were choking his mic. They were actually choking out the mic, and we couldn't hear what Donnie was saying. You take care, Chris. Thanks for coming, dude.
Right on. Right on.
Dude, I'm so glad you could. So anyways, we got more Donnie Bowen videos coming in the future. Gonna be awesome. It's man, it is so good having you on here.
Yeah,
dude.
brother. Yeah, man.
Dude, I miss you.
I miss you.
I'm
shoot.
stuck drinking
Where's Emery?
coffee tonight.
Where's Emery?
Yeah, Emery's coming down Thursday, I think. I told
Okay,
him Wednesday.
gotcha.
Nick, remind me, I got to call Emery tomorrow. He can't come down
Good.
tomorrow because I have a VA appointment in Nashville.
Okay. Damn, this is good, man, but I can't finish that, man. I gotta fight. I gotta fight, you know.
I know, dude.
So, and I'm right on weight, so I gotta be careful.
Dude.
I gotta be careful, man.
He's got like abs of steel.
Oh, man.
I've got abs of Little Debbie.
Got it.
You know.
Gotta tell the wife,
I
feed me,
I
feed
try,
me.
dude. I try. I'm like these kettlebells are whipping my ass, and man, it's torquing
yeah.
my knees. I'm doing kettlebells, and it's hurting my knee. I'm like, what? I can't even do freaking kettlebells anymore. So
Yeah.
the doc finally said I can do my knee replacement. So,
Hold on 1 second. Sorry,
I
brother.
need to do that. All right. He got that text.
Yeah.
Donnie, it's the president, comma. Do we cut the green wire or the blue wire to save the planet? Question mark.
It's actually the
He
first,
had to
the
take
first
that
lady.
one. It's the
First
first
la-
lady?
first
Is that
lady.
who it was? Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
The first lady. But yeah, no, everything is good.
How long are you going to be in there drinking with Carl?
Oh, it's Big Sexy? Right on. You're good, you're good.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know where you got that name. He just, out of the blue, started calling me Big Sexy.
You know, I heard it, I can't remember, I'm trying to remember who it was. But it was when I first just got the group. I was on 525 at the time, and we were running through Suffolk. And somebody they called you Big Sexy. I didn't really know your name. It just stuck, and I'm like, all right, cool, right on. You know, and it might have been Johnny Mon. I don't know.
It might have been Donnie Mon, the preacher.
It might have been him.
And then you came down to A15.
Yeah, brother.
And
that was great times.
The history started.
Yeah,
really
great times around great Americans. And
we just had the anniversary of Captain Tarlowski passing away.
Yeah, a great man.
But his son, like you just did something with him. Like he just graduated.
Yeah, I was at his graduation, and you know, his son.
I think it's awesome, man. Donnie Bowen was on Captain Tarlowski's A team, and I actually had the group commander in Fallujah visiting my safe house, and the call came over the SATCOM radio saying what had happened. And it sucks when you lose somebody from your unit.
Yeah.
And let alone your A team.
Yeah.
And
such an amazing warrior too, brother. Such an amazing warrior.
He was awesome.
You know, it was him, and he took what was it, Donald Wolf, our commander?
Yeah.
You know, because he was trying to push the combatives program to him.
Yep.
That was good. You know, brought him in there and started, I guess, choking him out and stuff. So it was good. But man, right on, man. Oh, check this out, man. Matt Larson had given me a call. The guy, the creator of the Modern Army Combatives program.
Yeah.
He's going to promote me to Combatives Black Belt.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think within the week or the next week or something like that, I believe.
Well, that's cool,
so,
man. That's cool. Congratulations.
Yeah, I
dude.
really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
No, guys, I'm a has-been. I'm a fag, former action guy, but Donnie is still kicking ass, dude.
Brother, I'm trying to stay in there and everything, man. You know, trying to apply the combatives with the shooting and everything else. I mean, you got to, you know, that's the way. That's the way of the warrior, right?
That's awesome.
Warrior ethos.
What was that TV show you were on? The guy's a member of the Actors Guild. He is. I'm not joking. Once you're on a TV show, you're always a member of the Actors Guild. What TV show was it?
It was on the History Channel.
History Channel. That's not what I asked. What was the name of the
it was
show?
called The Selection, a Special Operations Social Experiment. Yeah. So great
and
show.
You were one of the mentors.
It was great. It was great. I was on there. It was like two of us Green Berets. The other one was an Army Ranger, but you know, it was actually way up there, you know, on the CAG side. Great dude.
Okay.
And then of course 3 SEALs.
You gotta have SEALs.
Yeah,
right?
you gotta have the
Why?
SEALs.
Because
Yeah,
if you gotta play volleyball, you want to have a SEAL on your team.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Me and Ray, we actually speak on just about almost weekly. So
That's
great
awesome,
dude, yeah.
That's
So we're
awesome.
always keeping
Good
in touch,
stuff.
and I try to keep in touch with
Good stuff.
Bert Kuntz. Bert's
Dude, man, I am
first
proud
group
of you,
guy.
dude.
Man, I try, brother.
Dude, when you fly out,
Fly out tomorrow at 2 p.m.
and when's the competition? Friday?
It'll be this Friday, man. Yep, it'll be this Friday. I got 27 guys, I think, in my bracket.
You tell the first lady, she better be spamming Instagram.
Right on.
With all the pictures, little reels, everything.
Right
Tell
on,
her
right
to
on.
Film the reels vertical on Instagram, automatically.
I'll have to ask. I'll have to tell
It
her.
automatically migrates to Facebook and everything because we're all gonna be, all you guys along with me, we're gonna be cheering for Donnie. We will.
Right on,
We're
right
gonna be
on.
cheering for you.
The wife is normally nervous, but I keep trying to tell her, like, hey, this
She's
is
not
this
the
is the
one getting
this,
punched in the face.
This is the way that I want to go out, This is the way I want to go out, So, but as far as I was gonna bring my daughter, so that she can compete, but unfortunately there was nobody in her bracket, in her weight class.
Oh, that sucked.
And
Now,
then,
but we're still proud of her because she just went
Oh.
down south and kicked ass.
yeah. So she won the Pan Am Games for kids in jiu-jitsu in July, and that was in Florida. And earlier.
She didn't win the Clarksville, Tennessee Jiu-Jitsu for kids. She won the Pan Am.
Yeah, international.
Like Pan Am
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Your daughter's awesome. She is.
Man, this is her year. This is good,
that's
But I'm always
awesome.
trying to keep her humble, because earlier this year, I think in April, she, I think it was in April. No, sorry, it was in February. She won the Tennessee AAU Wrestling Championship. So she's the Tennessee state champ. And then in March, she competed in the national championship, and she won that too. So her and my granddaughter, my 9-year-old granddaughter. So yeah, so my 14-year-old daughter and 9-year-old granddaughter, they're Tennessee state champs and also national champs.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I try to make sure they
awesome.
got to understand how to fight, how to protect themselves, and firearm safety. Have to learn firearm safety.
You have the TR range for your family whenever you want to use it.
Right on, brother. I
Literally.
appreciate you, man.
I keep cans of ammo out there on the range. You help yourself.
Right on. I appreciate you.
Well, we're going to miss you this Sunday. I'm going to invite everybody to come up and shoot. We're going to grill again. It's
Right on.
one last time for me, Wick, and the other instructors to rehearse the drills before. We have classes that start on the 12th of September. The following weekend, not this weekend, the next weekend is the anniversary of 9/11, anniversary of the towers falling. You're welcome to come shoot with us if you want. I'm gonna drive. Randy and Emery already said they're coming with me. You're welcome to come.
Right on.
If nothing else,
Right on.
we'll hang out. What I'm talking about is there is a charity event that Pete Jones is putting on. I apologize, I don't remember the name of it, guys. But there's a charity event, shooting competition. It's a running gun. I think the 5K is Saturday and the 10K is Sunday. We're gonna shoot the one on Saturday, and then I've got to come back and pack up the range trailer and everything because we start teaching Monday morning. For those of you signed up for our classes, the weather's going to be awesome. This is going to be one of your instructors on the 12th. And
Right on.
I gotta let you guys start demoing the drills. I keep saying that every class, but I like to shoot too much.
My man.
My class, I want to shoot. I want to shoot.
My man. Yeah.
One of my favorite Donnie Bourne stories.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
snap. Nobody can hear you, Steve.
I can't
Come
even-
here, Steve. Nobody can hear you.
Nobody can be over here with Donnie.
Okay.
One of my favorite Donnie Bourne stories.
shit.
I can't even remember the town. Somewhere. There we were, somewhere USA. Donnie fighting. MMA. I'm his corner. Like, well, I mean, what am I going to tell this guy? Like, Donnie, put your hands up.
Hey, no, I love you in my corner, man.
Good job to wait on the towel.
Hey, this is the guy from Muay Thai to help you get ready.
They're fighting at lightweight, 155 pounds. Donnie Pointer walks in at 152. And this guy walks out, he's like 6'1". And I'm like, he's shredded, man. I mean, this guy
that dude
is
was-
fucking shredded.
he was strong.
I'm like, does this guy weigh in at 155? They said, yeah, 155 and a half.
0.9.
Yeah. So we We get in the cage. We get all set up. Ding, ding. Donnie's out moving. Donnie's out moving. And I'm like, stick and move, Donnie, stick and move. Don't let him get a hold of you. And all of a sudden, pow! This guy hits Donnie.
Yeah.
Boom, Donnie goes down. This guy, I bet he's weighing 180 now, the night of the fight. He dives on Donnie. Boom. I was like, I looked at Jeff. Jeff was on the corner.
Yeah.
And I look at Jeff, I go, Donnie's in trouble. How he did it, I can't even describe it. Donnie did a chest press to push the guy up off a half guard, and then Donnie did a handstand and landed on his feet. And Donnie started moving around. I said, Donnie, he looked at me and says, what? I said, this ain't a sparring match. This is for real.
Hey.
It's like the light came on. And Donnie, next thing I know, Donnie hit this guy, and the guy kind of started wobbling. Donnie said, oh, I got you now. Next thing I know, Donnie picks him up and slams him on the ground, puts him in an arm bar.
Man.
The guy taps out. I said, Donnie, what the hell were you doing? He said, man, I have no idea.
Just playing around, man.
So we get back in the back where, it's not like, the UFC where everybody's separated, you got your own little rooms, everybody's in the same room. And this guy walks up to Donnie, I said, oh man, we're about to have a fight back in the locker room. Guy walks up to Donnie, goes, nobody's ever hit me that hard. I was like, okay, we good? You gonna have a beer? Yeah, man, let's go have a beer in the subway.
Oh, yeah.
But I still think about that, man.
Hey,
Like,
no, that was a good night.
You crush it.
That was a good
Friday.
night.
You
Yeah,
crush
appreciate
man.
it. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
We'll be
Appreciate
cheering
it.
for you. I got
awesome.
Thank you,
Donnie's
guys.
gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
Eventually, he's gonna
Donnie-
grow out of this stage in his life. He's gonna grow old and die like me.
Don, did you tell him about your match this Friday?
Yeah. We just, yeah. So it'll be this Friday.
Hey,
As a matter of fact, I got to go home so I can
did you tell him
take
how
my
to-
Epsom salt
hey,
bath.
Did you tell him know how to work that minigun?
Oh, yeah. brother.
Yeah.
All because of you. Thank you.
Hey,
yeah.
hey, no.
You were like, hey,
Cal-
Donnie,
Cal- hey,
can you run a
Cal-
range? We're gonna be putting the minigun on the 50 cal. I mean, on the Humvee. I was like, yep. I'll go ahead and open up the range. That was a good day. That was also the same day as the Surefire, putting the Surefire lights on the Hellfire on the 50 cal.
Yeah.
So I'm
And I
50
tell
cal. I
you-
keep saying 50 cal. Yep, that was. Yeah.
What's his name? I want to say his name. In the Joff, on that one ambush.
Oh wait, hold
Wick
on.
was on
hold
one gun.
Yeah.
And then the
was
other
it
guy.
Jimmy?
Bowman.
Jimmy.
Jimmy Adams.
Jimmy.
Adams.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yep.
What's some work? You talking about some work?
Jimmy's the one that gave me the class on the minigun. I
Hey.
got there and I'm like, hey, I need a class on this. He's like, yeah, here's how you do this. I'm like,
Yep.
Roger that.
It's
Yeah.
one of the
Good times.
best
Good times.
Yeah.
executed ambushes by the enemy against us in probably all of the whole Iraq War.
Yeah. Oh,
And
They still lost.
when those miniguns went up the off ramp and facing back down on the other side,
oh yeah.
I mean, I think that's the first time we ever ran out of ammo on a minigun gun truck. Guys were running up the off ramp with cans of 240 7.62 ammo to feed the miniguns.
Yeah.
You can't feed a minigun 200 round belts because it's going like that.
Yep.
But wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
You know,
guys.
Good time. Thank you, brother.
We are already 2.5 hours into this. We're going to wrap it up. I told my wife we're only going to do 2 hours tonight. You got to get back in the training. You are so cut the fuck
No,
off.
man.
You can't
No,
be drinking
man.
that shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Brother,
they're
I appreciate
great
you, man.
seeing
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Best of luck in
Right
this
on.
match, dude.
Jerry J, I saw your question, man. I do not know JT Torres. I ran into him back in 2009, I believe. But yeah, no, that dude's incredible. So.
All right, so you travel safe.
Thank you, brother.
All right, you do.
Y'all
you
take
travel
care.
safe. Y'all do good stuff, guys. Y'all do good stuff.
Right on, bro.
All right. All right, so we're gonna let Donnie out of here. We got Steve here with his family. Most of the guys have already left me. So real quick, I want to give a shout out to LAS Concealment for sponsoring tonight's live stream. You guys let me know, is this something you guys want to see in the future? Again, I'm not reading the chat room, guys. Put it comments underneath the video. Tell your buddies to subscribe. I need to break 1,000 subscribers. That's not much. I mean, I've got over 700,000 subscribers at Tactical Rifleman. here at TR Live. I just want to break 1,000. I'm not asking for much. So if you're not already subscribing, get out there and subscribe. Thank you to LAS Concealment. Again, the Ronin 3.0 is my favorite appendix carry holster. It is awesome. See, the whole party is over there. I could keep going. Everybody wants to stand behind the camera. They're just staring at me. I got guys like doing this and like picking their nose and shit. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Thanks for hanging out with me. I want to give a big thank you to all my moderators. Here's the deal, guys. I missed a bunch of your questions. Don't take it personal. All right, you can ask your question next week. We're going to be back next week down in my office, back up on my hill. Randy's bailing on me too. So we're going to wrap this up. Big shout out to my son for putting all this together, and for my moderators out there, Donut, everybody, JT, Susan, thank you for all the hard work that you guys have done for me tonight. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Share. Let other people know that we're not doing our live streams on Tactical Rifleman anymore. It crushed my analytics, so we're doing live streams here. And I don't care that we don't get any views. I like hanging out with you guys. That's what live streams are for. So, yeah, I think that's fair. I believe that is fair indeed. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. All right, so I will see you guys next Tuesday. Going once, going twice. Y'all take care and shoot straight.
Incoming right there. Incoming right there. Incoming right there. Incoming right there.